Thank you guys for your patience. This is the Peace Dealer. Welcome to your monthly peace report for Sagittarius season. I was up all night and I took a short nap before this report. I did wake up an hour late. I definitely was napping. Um, I was up all night um, amending my tax returns since 2017, and I handed it in to the IRS. So I will begin my battle with them in case they try and act up. But I am well equipped and prepared. But shout out to you guys, y'all. Once again, thank you very much for your patience. And I'm excited to we're finally here, guys. I'm excited to present this. First of all, first and foremost, thank you guys very much for your patience with me and for supporting me. You know what I'm saying? I did mention in a Magic Blue message, the retention or whether the subscriptions are showing people I'm live or not. Just shout out to you guys who've been holding it down. Definitely looking forward to continuing to make more content. I've been promising more content for years, but yeah, definitely getting ready to move forward with that. I still have like 12 Mercury videos that are done since like 3 years ago. Shout out to of course, Chad the Maverick. He actually mixed and made the videos for the Mercuries. Whenever you watch that, he's the one who actually edited those videos. So I'm gonna start to work on Venus and all the other ones before I release it. But yeah, welcome to Sagittarius. Yeah, I might as well drop him. I'm gonna sit on him for years. It's just ready. But yeah, ooh, we have we have made it to the great season of synchronization, the amazing season of synchronization. Um, and I'm going to really, start off by talking about the significance of this season relative to, of course, the other, transits we have and the placements we've had. And it's putting us in a position to now see everything that we have in March, April, and May planted the seeds for. So, like I was mentioning before, unlike the spring, which, the winter and spring of this year that allowed us to plant very important seeds that will allow us to transition out of one era to the next. Summer was where we began to integrate those seeds, and those seeds broke through the ground. And fall, starting from late September to October, where fall starts, is where now we began really harvesting the quality and the nature of this. So now that we are at we've entered the realm of the gods, we've entered the last four zodiac signs. This is going to take the individualization that we update every year and then integrate socially with others. And it's now going to now have us review on a wider, more, collective scale, starting with Sagittarius, what it means. A really good way to look at the last four zodiac signs. The first four are your individuality. Aries is 0 to 2. Cancer is like 9 to 12. So Cancer is going to represent your sense of identity while you're still developing, and your sense of self comes from your parents and home. And then once you step into Leo, 12 to 22, this is where you start to develop in high school, and now you develop your sense of self outside of the home, and you start to connect with other people. Virgo is like 20 Virgo is like 26 to 35. Libra is going to be 35 to 44, where the average person starts to settle down for marriage and really have more mature partnerships. And then Scorpio is 44 to, I want to say like 50, 58. And Sag is now, once we're at the 50s, at the peak of adulthood. So whereas the supers, the superpower, super strength is Leo and Scorpio, super magic and perspective of analysis is Virgo, superpower of clout and jumping is Libra. Then once we step into the realm of the gods, we have, of course, Sagittarius, the all-seeing eyes of God, which represents your higher mind's ability to see into meaning relative to Virgo and Gemini that calculate through observation, Gemini, and analysis, Virgo, that allow you to really compute your mind. But Sag and Pisces help you see bigger. Capricorn is the integrity of God, the power of God. Aqua is the mind of God that produces Gemini. Pisces is the soul of God, the imagination, what Neville Goddard calls God, and that expresses Cancer, your emotions. So we have quite the lineup. This is part 3 of the I Told You So tour. And relative to your performance in October and how you've strengthened it November, wasn't November a month to remember? This is what is going to now produce the effect of now where personally we are going to now experience the meaning of this harvest. And let's go even deeper into this. All right. If we now go back in time, the major feature of what this transit kicks off and why I call it seeing into the next era is because we are starting Sag season off with the sextile to Pluto. That's the most relevant part of course, stepping into this aspect, this 0-degree sextile. We call this a closing sextile. Now let's go into, of course, I'm still working on my Astro 104 course, which is going to be aspects after 103 of houses comes out. I think, I still haven't really promoted this, but if you go to my website, I do have Astro 101 and Astro 102 in my store. They're about like $9 and $19 each. I'm going to do a special sale for those. Of course, for those of you who would like a copy. In fact, yeah. For those of you who would like a copy, you're able to cop that. I highly recommend it. I'm going to put the free version out on YouTube soon, just so you can get an idea of what concepts we'll cover. But yeah, basically, let's do a little bit of math, because once you understand the language that the aspects made and the angles make, you can learn how to speak this language yourself. So as you can see, why is this 0 degree significant? Well, we have to go back to February, because February, right, is accordingly where, coming into 2024, what do we see here? We see that Pluto entered 0 degrees Aquarius. This is where AI was starting to bug out. Like, is it just me, guys? One thing about retrogrades is that when a planet goes to a degree and then retrogrades, we're going to see in reality certain temperature markings where we're going to reach a place and then it retrogrades and then we start to retreat. We see this with Mercury, but it's slower with outer planets. Then once that outer planet goes back, we start to revisit these themes. So go back to January, February, March. What was happening this year? As soon as Pluto hit 0 to like 1-2 degrees Aquarius, AI was going crazy. Like, this was our introduction to AI and chat GPTs. And I don't know if it's just me, but do you remember prominent people stepping up like, hey, y'all need to chill on this AI. You're making this too strong. You know what I mean? Was it just me? I feel like I hope no one else forgot that. And the reason why I'm saying that is that was when Pluto was 2 degrees. Like, AI had reached a point of intelligence that people were like actual engineers and scientists were like, hey, y'all need to chill. You know what I mean? Like, you hold off on that. So it retrograded back into Capricorn. Now what we're going to see is the themes that began to come up where when Pluto was last in Aquarius, 0 degrees, we had the government talking about disclosure. It was teased. I think around this time there was something found in Mexico or something like that. And now Pluto's coming back to Aquarius. Disclosures come back again. Sea aquatic monsters, whatever they're saying, right? And the reason why that's, and I'm not saying I doubt that. I'm just I'm just saying that to say I'm not really too tapped into what's being said. But you want to look at technology. We're coming into I'm going to make a Pluto Aqua video, but we're going to come into the most extraordinary rollout of technology you've ever seen. GTA 6 starts next year. If you want, it comes out. If you want an idea of how 2025 is going to be the beginning of the new era, it's going to really begin to what 2025 represents, as you can see with Saturn and Pisces. Remember, the theme of Saturn and Pisces is Noah's Ark. Noah had to ride about 300 and something days in the Ark, which perfectly coincides with Saturn and Pisces, the amount of time Saturn will be in Pisces. Saturn, the Reaper, which was on Kendrick Lamar's moon when he channeled the Reaper and slayed a pop star. All right. And I don't mean that bias. I'm not trying to take sides. Both artists are phenomenal. I think some people take the battle too far and kind of make it more of what it's not. But, you know, these two titans showed, you know, us a collective theme through their own individual whatever. So the reason why I'm speaking on that is personally, you know, what Saturn goes into Aries with Neptune, we're coming out of the influencer dream since 2012 and 2008 with Pluto Capricorn. All right. This is putting us in a position to now really individualize a sense of spirituality. And you want to go back to the late 1800s where, you know, coming out of through Civil War, the first Civil War, where Neptune goes into Aries and Uranus goes into Gemini. All right. So remember how they soft launched the future for us in 2000? And they were like, guys, we're going to have flying cars and we're going to have like all sorts of futuristic stuff. And at that point, the most we got were those roller, you know, things that you can roll around, like hoverboards. We had hoverboards. We had, I don't know, you know, some kind of technology. This is it. This the rest of the decade coming into next decade, and the biggest revolution is going to be energy. Pluto Aquarius, and what we're going to do is we're going to research the last time in the 1800s Pluto was an Aquarius, and then the last two times where Protestantism broke through Catholicism, and we're going to study the enhancements of energy production, and what revolutions happened towards them, because we're back here. And we're going to come into revolutions of energy that simplify how much more we can use without having to pay as much. Energy and technology that has always existed, but people, regardless of color and race, who came up with technology got mercilessly killed or murdered. I have no proof of this. This is all just me kind of pulling this out of my ass. But I mean, you know, we're going to see a resurgence of patents and things that would have completely destroyed and demolished corporations should they have come out earlier. But now I guess it's convenient for them to roll out and segue. But that sounds too much like a conspiracy. And I don't think it's really also like that, even though there are elements of that. And now I'm just rambling. So yeah, congratulations, we're here. And as you can see, this is where we actually had the final conjunction. This is why this is so important. This was the final Sun-Pluto conjunction in a series of yearly conjunctions that we've had since Obama. Whether a illegitimate president or a legitimate president, we may never know, with his 12th house Saturn in Capricorn, which could be a shadow government or him trying to save the world by himself, or both. This is now going to represent, of course, the 2008 period where we did accordingly have these quality of conjunctions. All right. Every year, of course, that Saturn had transited Pluto is what brought forth this awakening of your God body. Okay. So December 2008, 21st, December 21st, 2008, we had Neptune in Aquarius. All right, this is when I actually started going to college, when I had my nodal return. All right, this is where I started smoking weed. And actually before that, I never smoked weed. I never drank alcohol until I went to University of Maryland in college. And oh boy, oh God, okay. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't become a crackhead, but, you know, shit, nothing's ever the same. So, me kind of ending that journey, I was able to, throughout this whole Neptune Pisces arc, just, stay high as fuck. But now that it's coming out, I'm done. Like I've experimented everything that I had to. And the reason why I want to speak on that is Neptune through Aquarius and Pisces took some of you through a portal, which now beyond Neptune and Uranus representing everything trans-Saturnian outside of Saturn's orbit, outside of what society and the rules that keep a running system stable operate, hence weirdness and strangeness, right? Some of you have been led down a journey through your own delusions, but also through your own beliefs that is finally beginning to make the complete sense now that Sagittarius season, the hour hand that has been moving on the clock through the sun, is getting ready to transition us out of this cycle. So now let's go back and really talk about the significance of just the Pluto cycles alone. Pluto in Capricorn is of course, the every time it happens 248 years, it represents the elite awakening of humanity. Whenever we look at planet transits, we want to look at each 3 zodiac signs as one mode. Okay, cardinal, fixed, mutable, spring. Cardinal, fixed, mutable, summer. Cardinal, fixed, mutable, fall. And then now cardinal, fixed, mutable. Whenever we have Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus transit these last 3 signs, it's going to represent a collective conclusion and awakening. And this is where now we're in an age where backdating historical events with astrology is going to lead to that's why astrology is going to be mainstream. Astrology isn't going to be mainstream because of the pop psychological and mentalist, qualities that have given it its bad reputation. Now people in mass are going to be backdating and analyzing how there's consistency. For example, I was able to prove with the elections how every time the North Node was transiting a vice president or president's rising since George Bush, they won the election. And I'm going to do an experiment to backdate this throughout every president before Bush. We might even do this live. If you guys want me to do this live with you, where we can do live analysis, we might have to start doing live analysis so I stop procrastinating and we did live analysis of the IRS. So we're going to come back and do that. With live analysis, we can see how far back this goes, because if this goes back to George Washington, we have a definitive, provable ability to show how destiny chooses each candidate. Okay. And it's so reliable since George Bush. It has been consistent like this. And where, historians, astrophysicists are going to finally open their minds into realizing the potential of astrology and now correcting and bringing it to a higher level instead of, letting bias and pride nerf a field that's supposed to go hand in hand with astronomy. Astrology and astronomy are like peanut butter and jelly, but miscommunication and misunderstanding between both fields allow neither to reach their full potential. Astrology is just too caught up in woo-woo bullshit spirituality, and astronomy is really just like, flat base. Astronomy without astrology is just like food with no seasoning. All right, so both really, sort of God, like both astrology without astronomy is really just kind of like woo-woo bullshit, right? But astronomy without astrology is just like food with no seasoning. So this is where it's going to be the empirical data. And that's why this is very exciting. Pluto in Aquarius with Neptune in Aqua and Uranus in Pisces, where 2010 we had the Jupiter Uranus Pisces conjunction, really represented humanity getting ready to awaken the potential of not only God consciousness, but we have reached that critical point where humanity is getting ready to evolve. All right. Relative to what you believe about evolution and whatnot, and astrology is definitely an analogy of the body, your mind being heaven and the root being like, the lower realm, the underworld. I'm not going to lie. I'm having a debate with my Virgo friend about geocentrism and flat earth. He has a different understanding of flat earth. And, we're having a debate right now. We might even, when we're ready, we might have this debate live. And he's smoking me. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's coming. I believe, we're on a globe, but I realize I don't have any facts to really debate, dude. So I have to really go in. He's showing me how geocentrism like aligns with, ancient cultures, ancient African cultures as well, and how, when we see the distance between the sun and the earth is more inferred. It's not really measured. So I need to hustle my evidence because, I'm okay to admit I'm wrong, but I definitely want to be sure about this. And it's very humbling because as much as I think I know, there's always much more to know. Either way, Taurus fields, planes, Pluto Aquarius is going to awaken the humanity's understanding of these concepts. The reason why it's hard for me to believe is you would have to believe that every single person who ever said that they flew in space lied. And I'm willing to believe that Jeff Bezos lied. I don't want to believe that Elon Musk is a liar. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to believe that there's a collective effort and an expensive lie to lie to the American public about what really goes on beyond, this atmosphere. People have lied for less. It's just I cannot prove that. And I would like to believe that at least one person has flown out into space. Am I doing live readings for this one? Yes. For those of you guys who would like live readings, please, hit the description box below, and I will be able to, of course, pull up your chart. Just if you get a live reading, please email me your chart. Email me your chart. Okay. Email me your chart. And then that'll just kind of streamline things. I'm very excited, guys. You guys mean so much to me. I don't like getting sentimental. And I feel like I can show my love in just more productive ways because I feel I do procrastinate a lot. But, we made it, guys. Like we found each other. We found each other. We've only just started to connect. You know what I mean? And it's going to put us in a position to finally develop awareness of things that we were taught that we get to debunk or improve directly. All right. So open up to the potentiality of being able to fly. Humanity has reached this critical point where we're all awakening supernatural and psychic powers at the level our ancestors did, but now with technology. Okay. Revolutionary energy. Even what I'm saying should be held into question, as preposterous as it sounds, because now science is going to be able to take its working knowledge and theoretic models, and let me not even say science, just people's ability to observe and to create this language together. So now let's talk about Pluto Aqua, Pluto Cat, Pluto Aqua, Pluto Pisces. Now this rollout since 2008, what we want to look at is Earth is the body, air is the mind, water is the psyche, it's the psychology, the soul, and fire is the spirit, right? Intangible. You can't really see your sense of identity, but it's something that really creates passion for what we do. So when we talk about Cap, Aqua, and Pisces, Capricorn is the culmination of everything we activated individually, and it's going to represent a point where society and the collective and the world is beginning to awaken, corruption. Pluto's going to destroy, it's going to transform, it's going to awaken. And the reason why that's terrifying is it means that this is the point in the year. We basically got the hot potato, guys. So basically, relative to 248 years, you have suckers who are born or live during this period, us. And what this means is that during this period, Capricorns have been waking up, Aquas are now waking up, and then Pisces are going to wake up. The prospect of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Risings waking up all over the world is fucking terrifying. And the world doesn't even know it yet. And Aquariuses are just looking like, oh yeah, I'm done playing games. I'm not letting anything slide. You guys are fucked. And they're not telling anybody. Pisces has been eerily silent. Pisces, which was already mysterious and strange, haven't heard a peep of these motherfuckers. And that should scare you, okay? Because 2044, these motherfuckers are going to start awakening. And every time in human history, these motherfuckers start awakening, pandemonium, every time. Listen to me, guys. Every time these motherfuckers start awakening, crazy shit happens in the world. It's literally over when they wake up. The last two times the Aquarians, the aliens started to wake up, Protestantism came up out of nowhere. All right. This dude named Martin Luther came through, created an edict, and it was a wrap. Like the fact that I grew up Episcopalian and Presbyterian is quite literally influenced by the stuff people did over 400 years ago, which is crazy, which is fucking crazy. I don't think you understand that. And so much inquisitions and so much death happened. Okay. And then let's go back to the last time Aquarians just decided to wake up for whatever fucking reason. Every civilization and every community in the world decided to revolt and have revolutions against the prevailing monarchies, almost as if before Catholicism and the institution of religion that was starting to not be separate from the state had to be rebelled against. And now the last time monarchies all over the world, were shook. You had people like Napoleon challenging existing monarchies all over Europe. Like, who the fuck wants some, bitch? It's France. It's big France. You had America coming out of its Revolutionary War. You had the Haitian Revolution. You had the Russian Revolution happening during this period. And every single one of these events shaped where we are now. And these motherfuckers want to wake up again. Think about that as Ukraine, Russia, Gaza and Palestine are about to end their beef, right? Like, we're reaching the climax of things that began 30, 60, 90, 120, 200 years ago with the last Neptune cycle, okay? 2025 is already kicking off with some of the most amazing plot points in America alone. The Trump administration is very set on bringing America back. I'm commenting this as an observer, not as someone who agrees or disagrees with these policies, because whether I do or not, we're going to see what happens and what's meant to happen. But the 2025 plot points are going to really bring a lot of what has been spoken of. Everything this Sagittarius season you're going to see is a plot point that we're going to explore all through next year. One of the two most controversial plot points that President Trump has already brought up is deportation. People have been flirting with deportation for a long while, and the trans issues as far as identity politics. We're going to see this explode. And this is what's going to really bring a huge shift. And I'm trying to let you know how these outer planets are influencing as white noise. Every year we update this minute and hour hand. So Pluto in Capricorn represented the awakening of our body. Every Sun Pluto conjunction that we had since 2008, every year, speaks to, shout out to Aquarian Essence, this awakening of your body. Okay, look at Capricorns in 2008 and look at Capricorns now. Don't laugh. None of this is funny. Every Capricorn I knew had a near-death experience. Capricorn moons lost their mothers or also had a near-death experience. And now that it's an Aquariuses are starting to have near-death experiences because Hades is not a fucking joke. And look at Capricorn. Capricorn is not the same. As Pluto goes through a sign, it transforms the traditional stereotypes of a zodiac sign and represents a collective shift, which gives an update to the meaning of these archetypes. So like 2008, look at where Capricorn is, and now 2024, look at the interview with Tyrese. If you look at the Breakfast Club interview with Tyrese, he incredibly encapsulates how broken the Capricorn archetype was, the goat who is at the top of the mountain, who has to shoulder all of the work. And I'm not going to say that they aren't also the devil too, like they could be conniving or shisty, but let's look at Capricorn at its true level. They are the goat and the striving representation of integrity, where everything's on their shoulders and they can't make mistakes, but they have to, of course, put up their face. And that's why I'm mentioning Tyrese. Capricorn 2008 was, oh, I have control over my emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta work hard. You just gotta do whatever. Capricorn now, what more do you want from me? like it is forced them to really be in touch with themselves more than ever. And he got clowned on a lot because he's standing on his sincerity and being willing to talk about certain issues, especially mentally. All right. I'm not trying to like, give kudos. I just think he's really a really good representation. Ray J is another example. One thing about Capricorns is that they are masters and gods of the butterfly effect. So like, whereas Leo is the source of all drama, something is happening to you now because a Capricorn did it. And they know this. Pluto in Capricorn awakened how powerful they are as God level earth signs. So for example, Brick Baby, I learned, joined the Rolling 60s Crips, right? And Brick Baby years ago, ended up recruiting a member to the Rolling 60s Crips that because he recruited, it's not his fault, but because he recruited indirectly, the person who he recruited into the Rolling 60s ended up being the person who killed Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? And if Brick Baby did, it's not his fault, right? It's indirect, but that just lets you know how powerful they are. I didn't know who that is too. He's somebody who's popular on the podcast circuit with Adam 22 and whatnot. But it's such a good example because this is how powerful they are behind the scenes. They're the directors of the Zodiac, of the movie production. Another case in point, a lot of people don't know. If Ray J never made that sex tape with Kim Kardashian, the entire timeline of the future would have been different. Okay. Certain people would have never died. Certain technology would have existed. We would have had flying cars by now. You know what I'm saying? Like aliens would have visited us by now. And I know Ray J looks at this like, wow, I irreversibly changed the world because I didn't know the consequences of my actions. Like this is what Capricorn is starting to kind of realize right now, that they're more powerful than they could ever imagine and realize. And now the timeline has been irreparably damaged. Like we would have never, ever heard I hit it first. You know what I'm saying? Like Kylie Jenner would have still somehow been famous, but we would have never heard I hit it first as a diss towards Kanye West. You feel me? Like this is a butterfly effect of epic proportions, and it's going to really tie into more of the significance of actions moving forward. So our bodies have awakened. Ray J is anchor being for sure. Y'all could stop sleeping on that man. He is a goat. Every Capricorn is a goat. Like I'm not even trying to like fucking, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jenner, hey, shh. Yup. You know the manosphere. You know how the manosphere is like, oh, you're not supposed to date single mothers. You're not supposed to date a single mother, or you a simp. You know what I'm saying? How dare you gonna date someone who already has kids? And I feel you, but I'll change my last name to Jenner immediately. Call me a simp. Look. If my gorgeous queen Kylie comes to me and it's like, the peace dealer, marry me, you think I'm finna say no? You think I'm finna be like, oh no, I can't be a simp, Kylie? You know what I'm saying? I can't. You already have. No. Okay, it is what it is. You feel me? Like some things happen. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You might think, oh, I'm gonna be with somebody and we gonna fall in love, and then boom, now they saying, oh, you got a white chick now, a white chick with kids. Like you can't even do anything as a man anymore without it being gay, without it being weak, without it being lame. So it is what it is. All right. So if you see my last name changes to Jenner, hey, it is what it is. Shit just happened. All right. Hey, we gonna have to be. Travis is my new brother-in-law right now. See, it is what it is. I'm not even going to say that. That being said, I sincerely hope that there's a world where Kylie and Travis can get back together, because I am definitely all for seeing mothers and fathers connect and raise their kids. They have two wonderful celestial Aquarius children together. So, I'm definitely a fan of seeing them come back, even though, Kylie and I may have been married in the past life. Shout out to Jessica. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say too much. We had our history. I'm not gonna let that get in the way of, a potential beautiful bond. But I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. It is what he do like the white chicks. I'm sorry. No, stop. Stop. It don't matter your color. My sexy is my only type. Sexy is my only type. It is what it is. You feel me? You feel me? The peace dealer kid. Let's go. What's good? All right. Yeah. Shout out to those of you who walked into me on this crucial moment. So basically, Pluto in Capricorn has awakened now supernatural function in your body. And that's why it's so important, because when you realize that you can look at supernatural development as an evolutionary chain of humanity's, next step, where we're stepping into a society where I want you to comment a fire sign emoji if your telepathy has been off the chain. Now that Pluto is coming into, now that Pluto is coming into Aquarius, this is putting you in a position to realistically open up telepathy like you've never experienced it before. And you'll know because it's weird as fuck. It should feel weird as fuck, okay? Because you're awakening channels in your brain that you weren't used to using. What this means is that there are faculties in your brain that you're accessing that are opening up your brain processing like a radio tuning to tune in the frequencies that you always processed but weren't really fully aware of. And this is what's having you connect and communicate with the entire collective as if it's connecting with you through individual and social beings. All right. And especially if you're an Aquarius, like, what are you doing here? What are you motherfuckers doing here? All right. Y'all finna take over. This is why I have to snitch. Okay. Like, I'm going to wait till Neptune leaves Pisces. I don't think you guys know what Aquarius and Pisces are planning on. I don't care. I'm snitching. I don't care. I'm snitching. Okay. Let me tell you why you need to be terrified. First of all, Aquarius awakening represents humanity awakening. All right. First of all, I think what this revolution is going to spearhead is the awakening of woman. And I'm not saying this to like pander to women. I'm actually terrified of it. I'm starting, and please don't get offended. All right. Please don't get offended. I forgot how psychic women are. Okay. Men, you fucked up. You fucked up. Men, you fucked up. You should have never let these ladies drive. Men fucked up when you let women vote and drive. I'm just saying that right now. Listen, I am all for progression. I am all for progression. But the moment y'all let women awaken to their rights, like women just started to awaken like, bitch, I should be able to get paid like you. I should be able to drive. I should be able to get a job. I should be able to fucking go to school. That's where you niggas fucked up. I'm sorry. See, men back then were like, oh, it's cool. We'll maintain our power over women somehow. It's too late. They're too powerful now. Now, women are buying more houses than men, and they're, of course, scoring more education marks than men. They're getting higher paying jobs. And now these women want to rub it in. How come men are single and lonely now? How come we got more money than you? How come we buy more houses than you? I need a man that can actually take care of me. Well, I can't. Well, see, y'all fucked up. Y'all fucked up. Now they're awakening to their true power and they can't be stopped. Okay, don't be fooled by this 4B movement. Once women decide to get together and really like, man, it's good. Men, we're petty enough to actually fight back, but like it is what it is. Like, so we're about to see one of the greatest awakenings of women's rights, and also like, the intuitive nature and language of women that men will now finally be able to put more words to, but won't make it any less confusing. All right. That being said, I think it's a terrifying thing. Okay, personally, I think women waking up all over the world is one of the most terrifying things that could ever happen. I mean, can you imagine if we start getting paid equally? Oh, can you imagine you as a woman getting paid equally to what I can as a man, and you're more qualified and you actually work better than me? Oh, how did we get here? How did we let it get here? Why? No! And you ladies just rub it the fuck in. How come these men ain't shit? How come these men ain't shit? What are y'all? Listen, lady, that's why I said when y'all have y'all triple goddess revolution, just spare me. Just spare me. I'm not trying to sell out men. I'm never going to do that for men or women. But don't just remember I was out here giving you good astrology and game. Just spare me. You feel me? Don't try and it is what it is. Because y'all are just one fucking trend away from just like it is what it is. But yeah, actually making men not be useless. That's what's up. And shout out to the kings and queens who are actually doing it, you know, beyond this whole gender war that's bubbling. Shout out to the men and the women that are actually, you know, spearing forward with integrity, the pillars of the youth, the wisdom of the elders. Like we're stepping into this next era together. And now that's why I want to show you this angle between the sun and Pluto. So you're coming into seeing how we're stepping into this next era. First of all, there's certain concepts. So in order to really understand this next era we're coming into, I want to open up certain concepts. Okay. Right now you see Sun Pluto. So pay attention to the Sun Pluto. This was January 19th, 2024. And this was the very last time in another 248 years, we're going to have this Sun Pluto. It's never going to go back to Pluto. Now, why is that significant? All right. Because now since then, right, this was the conjunction that at the highest level, and that's why this is significant, because it didn't just come to this peak point where now your body is ready to use the force. The force, the power of your mind, the whole next 20-year era is augmented virtual realities, technology that interfaces directly with your brain through Uranus and Gemini. So we're stepping into the era where instead of using your phalanges, you can talk shit and keyboard warrior with your head. Like, fuck you, bitch. Come outside. Fight me. And the other person 50 miles away in their head is like, no, you're a bitch. Fight me. And it's just going to be fire. Okay. Like the degeneracy is going to evolve exponentially. And the reason why this is very significant is because personally, this is getting you ready, of course, to now step into the force. That this next 20-year era is Star Wars. It's alien disclosure, and it's expanding our minds around what's beyond the physical and what's around the universe. What is the universe? Okay. It's like the stars itself awakening. The tech is a reflection of the astral. Shout out to Leo King, who's mentioned as such that the more spiritually advanced a society is, the more advanced the technology will be. It is proportional. So with that being said, you feel me? Congratulations. Now that we have awakened unconscious facets of our body, as Uranus and Neptune were coming out of the final zodiac signs to usher in the next 65-year and 185-year of supernatural capability and science and language that wraps around things that used to be mystery. My Aquarius uncle told me that everything, before he told me that he was the reincarnation of my great-grandfather and that aliens came to visit us, he told me that everything in this world can be explained by science. Everything in this world can be explained by science. And the reason why that was crazy is because in my head, I was like, I wonder who my great-grandfather is and to learn more about him. And he just told me out of nowhere. And that's before I knew Aquariuses can read people's minds and they're like celestial gods. But like that being said, you feel me? Like this is really important because personally, right? What this is doing for you is it's getting ready with Jupiter and Gemini to expand your vocabulary around how to make sense of this phenomenon. And this is why it's important. Capricorn is the finality of the material universe. So it's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the representation of the world. The world represents the entirety of the material universe, everything that constitutes physicality through atoms, right? Aquarius is now going to represent the causal mind outside of the physical. So it's going to represent frequencies. In order to, what did Nikola Tesla say? In order to understand the universe, you have to understand frequencies and vibrations. Well, Aquarius is the frequency. You can literally see it's like a frequency. And then Pisces is the vibration that that frequency produces and emits. That's why Pisces can feel the vibe. And that's why, like, when I realized Aquariuses were frequencies, what did I start to notice? These motherfuckers who are on your timeline, like, they're all Aquariuses. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. They've been getting humanity ready. I started to notice the only motherfuckers I start seeing doing, hey, come and get your healing. They're all Aquarians. I'm like, oh, y'all are frequency blasting people. Holy shit. And the thing about a frequency is you can't see it. So it's just going to look weird as fuck to see a motherfucker like, how is he giving me frequencies when I'm in Utah and this person's in Chicago thinking that, oh, they can just spend frequencies? Aquarius is weird like that. They supernatural. I couldn't believe it, y'all. I was like, oh, shit. And that's what Aquarius does. Aquarius has the supernatural ability to emit frequency through sound waves, whether through music, spoken word, or through their mind and thought. And this is how they can manifest and do things that you won't see because you can't see a radio wave. It's imperceptible. And that's what Aquarius and Pisces represent, the imperceptibility and the metaphysical, Pisces versus Virgo of the physical, the analytical, right? Opposite Pisces of belief. We have to believe in the unseen because we can't see it. And so belief represents our reasoning that we can experiment, analyze, and then update. Okay. So you have made it. We have made it to the next era. And do you want to see this as your body getting ready to now step into this next frontier of your higher mind? So why is that significant? We activated this conjunction. Then once we stepped into Taurus season, I got sidetracked. We were supposed to talk about Sag, but I'm getting too excited. This 90-degree arc, when Pluto was 2 degrees, was where those seeds broke through the ground. So where were you in April, right? And in order to speak more about that, this is where we had the Sun-Saturn conjunction. I want you to remember that. We had the contract. This was God's promise. Remember that, okay? This was where, coming into March, we activated important beliefs, okay? This was where it was like, oh yeah, I believe President Trump is going to win by a landslide. And people were looking at you fucking crazy, like, what are you talking about? Oh, and I'm like, hold on now. Let's keep it real. It was a very delusional belief, but look at how beliefs work through. You feel me? And of course, once we stepped into this Taurus, that's where the seeds broke through the ground. All right, that's what led to Pluto retrograding. And then, of course, once we stepped into Leo season, we had this opposition right here. This opposition was very key and crucial in beginning to harvest this next era of awakening. This was while Pluto was retrograding back into Capricorn. It wasn't really delusional. Anyone who knew anything kind of knew what would happen, but still, you know what I'm saying? People, you know, that we were still in the midst of the fog and illusion of those caught in a collective narrative. The Neptune, Saturn, Pisces is the death of legacy media. Pluto and Aquarius is the death of the celebrity. Okay. So if you want to look at, when did the red carpet start? The red carpet started at 1922. Okay. So if you go back to 1922, was where Pluto was in Cancer, guys. So when Pluto was opposite where it is now, coming into celebrity Leo, that's where the red carpet, that's where celebrity culture coming in from the 30s to the 50s really started activating. It's so important to understand that we started to see conformity being pushed, coming out of the roaring 20s, you know what I mean? Like trying to booster nuclear families. And the reason why you want to really log that is now that Pluto is opposite where it is, the veterans who fought in wars to kind of really, you know, see the country are seeing children just fuck it up and just kind of take it to the opposite, which is what it happens every generation. The older generation is supposed to look at the younger generation like, you guys are going to fuck up everything we've ever built. And that's just maturity. Okay, that's just the inevitability of time. So you want to really peep these things. Now celebrity culture is dead. It's dying. It's going to be dangerous to be a celeb. And it is this collective illusion of legacy media that has now used this authority to try and force people's opinions that's segueing into independent media journalism. That's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. That's why Uranus and Taurus has seen the rise of independent journalism since 2008 when it entered through DJ Academics, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson. None of this is a coincidence. Like, they were the pioneers while Uranus was in Taurus. And everything that they did indirectly is the reason why you can now express yourself individually and now push boundaries around how individuals are doing mainstream numbers. This was unheard of before. Coming into 2018, we have to honor Aries from 2010 to 2018. I feel like their contribution is completely just like underestimated. Aries kicked this off from 2010, 2018 when they were breaking glass ceilings. And then Gemini, baby, we next. Gemini easily won this year. Gemini had Jupiter in their sign. You know, Kendrick beat Drake. Trump beat Biden and Kamala. We motherfucking won, baby. Holla at your boy. So, like, you feel me? Like, everyone is leveling up. What a time to be alive. And Gemini and Uranus is what's going to now take. Uranus and Taurus's big thing was cryptocurrency. Uranus and Gemini is going to be just applications and technology that integrate your brain and to move stuff with your brain. So we're going to have technology that develops telekinesis and all sorts of stuff you would have thought wasn't real. There's a Magecraft scientific version of, all right? And we're only just beginning. You want to think of the ideas now, like how ChatGPT is so smart now at just 2 degrees versus 20 years from now, when it's going to be 29 degrees aqua. And now I want to give you a glimpse of the future. Okay, so this was where we began to harvest. This is where we began to harvest. And then socially, so we took this collective universal awakening supernaturally that is now affecting how much more psychotic and crazy you're being, because you're now not only in the midst of discoveries where people are winning Nobel Peace Prizes for proving that the universe is not local and real, but it's also putting you in an idea that your own humanity is an illusion, and that you're more than 99% of you is metaphysical and unseen. So it's changing the disposition of how it is you actually believe and perceive yourself and others, right? So this is where now we harvested the beginning of this journey socially. What a year like this at the 0 degree point, which revisits 2008, is now you discovering the Force for the first time. You've unconsciously exhibited elements of the Force because many of you watching me are Jedis. So like, you've always been used the Force, but now this is you starting to see it make waves socially. This is you getting ready to step into Star Wars over the next 20 years. Versus 15 years from now, you're a master of the Force. You're like, I intend to have double D cup boobies in my face. Hey! Like, it's crazy. And that's where it's going to really go into ethics. You want to think Chronicle. Chronicle is a good movie about the Pluto Sagittarius generation and what they would do if they awakened superpowers and how fucked we would all be. It's like the dark side of My Hero Academia. But like, other than that, you feel me? We're doing that now. What used to be an illusion, we're doing it, and it's demystifying fraudulence in the psychic arts community. You have people who are being proven as frauds, as, you know, convicting and leading an arrest to an innocent person because they gave a fraudulent tarot reading and they got the wrong person locked up. But then you're also seeing the rise of genuine psychics like Sloan Bella, who accurately predicted what would happen to Diddy and what would end Trump winning. Like the person who had that vision of Trump getting shot in the ear. It's starting to show you what it's supposed to look like versus what it doesn't look like. And it's not that the psychic stuff is woo-woo bullshit. It is untapped science that's getting ready to be discovered. Everything that looks mysterious to us can be perfectly explained by science. We have not necessarily developed that awareness yet until now. Like it's definitely developing, and we're going to really step into it. Until then, it's going to be a mystery. It's going to be like magic to us. And the reason why this is very significant is as we've been harvesting this, that's what led us to now transform our awareness of how it is. We now express this through our behavior. Then Libra is what ascended, how we directed in our partnerships. Then Scorpio is where we finally completed the cycle. So this is significant. October 22nd marked now the 270-degree completion of you awakening this power. That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone is attacking Leo King for being right in the election. And that's the draw. See, I'm telling you, bro, Leos are the source of drama. Even if you're like not trying to be dramatic, it's going to bring drama. People were attacking the Leo King 2020. People were attacking the Leo King 2024. You feel me? Like, it's like, it doesn't matter if he's right or wrong. Leo is going to be at the center of controversy and drama, right? Like, people are going to love Virgo, but they're going to hate on Leo, or it could be the other way around sometimes because it's not really based on your zodiac sign. But like, you know, so regardless, you feel me? This is definitely very significant because, you know, this completion is now finally harvesting months worth of work you have put in, all right, for a long time. And the reason why this is definitely also significant is that now for the first time since you are harvesting the peak end of all this awakening, this 0-degree Sagittarius is now 300 degrees. So I've taken you from 29 degrees Capricorn on January 19th of 2024 to now the 0-degree conjunction to the 301-degree conjunction. So this is the first time that we can, oh, shout out to Christy Aphrodite, and she has receipts of this, legitimate receipts. This is the first time, okay, that we are finally seeing the completion. When we look at completion, we look at 270 degrees Capricorn, we look at 300 degrees Aquarius, and we look at 330 degrees Pisces, the legendary degree. So 300 degrees is the net payment. It's the gross payment. It's the rewards from career. We spent Scorpio season not only transforming and unveiling wisdom, but getting ready to shift out of one era to the next. And now that we're in Sagittarius, we are seeing Sagittarius, the completion 300 degrees of Pluto to the sun of the awakening of God power and energy. This is where over the next 30 days, you thought synchronization was amazing for you the last 2 years. This is going to be like the last 4 years in one. So you're getting ready to see everything since late January you have worked to awaken since decades ago. This is why this is so huge. And you're going to see how this now changes your perspective on quite literally everything. So let me give you a glimpse into the future. I'm going to give you an example. You can take this analogy to apply to anything. I'm going to use an example, and this doesn't have to happen, but this is so absurd. It's going to kind of be like opposite the 1920s. All right. So basically, the Meat Beater 5000. All right. You have the Gluck Gluck 2300, right? But the Meat Beater 5000 series is an invention that's going to take over humanity by storm. Okay. The Meat Beater series starts off with the 1000, and then the 2000, and then the 3000. Then we're going to have the Meat Beater 4000. And then in the future, we're going to have the Meat Beater 5000 that changes the game. Just like anything in technology, you know, the Meat Beater 1000 to 3000 series is going to be heavily stigmatized. Men are going to be like, oh, if you use that, you're weak. You're not a man for real. But that Meat Beater 4000 series changed the way people look at such objects. Men started to be like, I'd never use that, but what did you say it has? What features? What were you talking about? Okay. That resistance is going to turn into starting to accept. And then the Meat Beater 5000 series is going to change the game. It's going to become a status symbol. Okay. It's going to become where now like everyone in their household has a Meat Beater 5000. And just like, you know, everyone has smartphones and everyone uses their phone for like a computer, for a map. The Meat Beater 5000 is going to be able to do your taxes. It's going to be able to drive you. It's going to be able to order food for you and also, you know, finish you to completion. Now, of course, by the time men break into this technology, women have already mastered this technology. Like women already have 4,372 patents of all sorts of different sex toys. And, you know, we're going to see women completely replace men with robots. So men, I forgot to tell you, this is like, unless you're one of the last real men left, you're going to start competing with robots. Like it's already bad that we're competing with vibrators and machines. Like women are getting ready to just leave men in the dust because now they have a Tesla bot that actually cares about their feelings and remembers small details and actually can do them better. Like you literally have to be a god in order to catch up with the machinery. All right. And because of this, the Meat Beater series is going to be created. And this is what's going to change the game. Now, this is an analogy, I hope. But the reason why I'm telling you this is I want you to think of the concept of the entire world embracing what we've seen as a sex toy and has like sexually looked down on as being a household name. Everywhere has a meat beater. Even in church, the pastor uses the Meat Beater 5000 series to start up his sermon, not to beat his meat, but to at least create music so everyone in the church can sing. Even though that's a Meat Beater 5000, it's not really taboo. It's transcended everything. Now, the reason why I'm using this example is because you listen to this. Like right now, as I'm telling you this, you're like, peace dealer, that's crazy. Like this will never happen. And now let me break it to you. Okay, let me break it to you. If we go back just 10 years, if we go back 50 years, if we go back to the 1920s, right? If we go back to the Ronald Reagan era, when Ronald Reagan was president, if I ran a press conference and told people at that time period, hey guys, men are going to enter women's bathrooms and they're going to be able to be seen as women. In fact, men are going to fight in women's sports and get awards for them. They would look at me like I'm fucking crazy. If we went back to 2015, and this isn't to make fun of trans rights or anything, I'm just letting you know the anachronism in history. If we went back to 2010, if we went back to the 2000s and I told you this, you guys would look at me crazy. You'd be like, no, this would never happen. That's crazy, peace dealer. That's crazy, peace dealer. What are you talking about, peace dealer? It gets better. If we go back to the 1900s, if we go back to Ronald Reagan's era, if we go back to Abraham Lincoln, if we go back to Abraham Lincoln at the crux of the Civil War, where the South seceded because they wanted slaves, and I told these, what were they called? Carpetbaggers or whatnot. If I told these people back in the 1800s, guys, First of all, I'm a free black man. I know that's crazy. I have rights. I know. But listen, and not to demystify racism. I don't, you know, who knows how truly racist was back then. I mean, we have an idea. But like, you feel me? Like, if I were to go back to the 1800s and I were to say, guys, in the year 2008, a half black, half white, but passing for black man is going to become president of America, and he's going to legalize same-sex marriage, they'll be like, ha ha, shut up, nigger. That's hilarious. You hear what this nigger said? This nigger said a nigger is going to be president and marry the gays. Like, yes, this is what they would realistically and reasonably say. Like, I wouldn't even see that as racist. I would just be like, I am talking crazy right now. I am talking crazy right now. Yes. And if I told you the president might be illegitimate and may not even really have been born in Hawaii, I don't think that matters or not yet, you would never believe it. You would never believe it. This nigger said a darky is going to be president and make gay people get married. Yes, like that's what I'm trying to, like, stuff that we're experiencing now, you have to understand. And then some people think this as well. You feel me? Honestly, I seen some baby pictures of her. I never wanted this to be true. I was trying hard to find proof to debunk this. And thankfully, we found some baby pictures of her while she's known in Chicago. So thankfully, you know what I'm saying? Even though Joan Rivers said what she said, and the only reason why I took it serious was because of Joan Rivers. Whew, thank you. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But regardless, you feel me? Everything that, motherfuckers is talking about AI. Motherfuckers is talking about AI. Stop it. Hold on. Yo, no, I'm not going down this rabbit hole. If that's true and the world is flat, I have to take a sabbatical. All right. But regardless, okay, it's like things that we are experiencing now at a certain time in history would have never, ever been accepted. So think about that. When I'm telling you the Meat Beater 5000 is going to exist, and it's going to exist in a climate where maybe men and women have climaxed the gender wars, or just technology. And I'm not saying this about beating your meat. I'm just saying this because concepts that you think moving forward will never happen. Like, are you guys ready for a trans president? I'm just joking. Too soon. But you never know. Yes, we almost had our first woman president, but thank God Trump is 2-0 when it comes to evil woman trying to take office. Oh shit, thank God President Trump turns into prime LeBron James when it's come time to put down the patriarchy. Yeah, I don't care if it's toxic masculinity. Sometimes you need a little bit of toxic masculinity to get a country back in place. Yo, chill. Okay. All right. Shout out to Caitlyn Jenner. Kayla, yes. Shout out to the Scorpio trans is different because, you know, that's a transformer, but like, damn, y'all, like, it's very interesting. I know what my next investment is. I'm getting the Meat Beater Ultimate Edition. Yes. Okay. So by the time men make the Meat Beater 5000, women have already created technology that takes you to the moon, and like they have a rose that can literally take them to another dimension, and now we're having to compete with like AI robot. It is what it is. So that being said, that's why I wanted to share that, because we are at the precipice. I spent a whole hour just to talk about appropriately what to expect Sagittarius season. And that's why I wanted to build this up, because personally, when you understand where we're coming from, it's going to make you appreciate how magical the next 30 days is really about to be. So what's your vision? I want you to right now in your mind's eye, hold your vision of what you see moving forward. The most important people right now are Pluto Libra, Pluto Scorpio, and Pluto Sagittarius. Okay. People born from, of course, 82, and let's go back to 76, maybe even 75. Sagittarius is literally chaos magic. If we go back to, let's do a roll call. Yeah, 1971. So people born from 1971 to 2008. If you were born from 71 to 2008, you are the most relevant people right now. We're playing hot potato, and one of us is about to get the hot potato, and it's gonna suck. And I think it's us. I think it's Pluto Scorpio. If you're born from like 71 to 82, you had the hot potato right before it was about to be hot potato, and you got to see, like, being born in Pluto Libra is like inheriting a family business, and you looked at this family business your whole life like, wow, I want to run it one day, and then you finally run it, and then you look at the back office and you're like, ah, 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 ah. What's the problem? Look at the financials. What? Ah! You realize that like this house is actively burning down, and that your parents just put on a front, not letting you know that it's so much in debt, and like you had to single-handedly carry like the world. And so Pluto Libra from 71 to 82, right? Y'all just finished your term with Pluto Capricorn. Now that Pluto's going into Aquarius, if you were born from 82 to 95, you're next up, buddy. And it's going to feel like we have a hot potato. And the reason, so if you're born in 82, if you're born in 83, if you're born in 84, if you're born in 85, everyone in 1990 is looking at you. We're looking at you like, what happens to you? Because if you're fucked, we have an understanding of how fucked we are. It's starting with you guys. Let's say this again. If you were born in 82, if you were born in 83, if you were born when Pluto began to start in Scorpio, it's already beginning for you. And now Gen X, the millennials, and Gen Alpha are responsible for breaking humanity forward into the transformation. Shout out to the boomers, even though we all have, everyone has, the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, they have now activated their tenure. They were the way showers and the integrators to build society to a point where we can disappoint all their expectations and just ruin the family. I mean, take it to another level and fulfill their legacy. Okay. Because why are we the very important generation sample right now? Because the future and the most important generation is being born. Gen Alpha, right? Pluto Aquarius, all these alien supernatural babies who may be evil geniuses that are being born from 2024 to 2044. I don't know why you would have a child like that, but like, good luck, because they're not going to listen to you when they turn 5 and they're born with Chat GPT. Like, at least generation out, the Gen Z was born with iPads and internet. Try having a kid born with Chat GPT at 5, and now they're having an argument with you like, that's not what my Chat GPT said, mom. And then they're right. Like, I don't know why you do that, but like, it's cool. Some of you are meant to, but like, it is what it is. So Pluto Virgos, let's congratulate you guys. You guys are done. Not done for, you're done. You're getting ready to see your seed either fulfill your legacy or fuck it up. But why that's important is because the last 3 generations are responsible for influencing the rest of humanity. Every time they're born, these things occur. And that's why if you're born from like 71 to 95, or 2008, because 1995 to 2008 is Gen Z. And they're the first generation since the 1700s to awaken godlike energy and power. So this is where Pluto Sag is. You're going to start to begin to come into your Saturn return. The last Jupiter cycle, brought Pluto Scorpio into their Saturn return. This next 12-year Jupiter cycle is going to bring half of Pluto Sag, their Saturn return. Then the next Jupiter cycle is going to bring the rest of Pluto Sag, and then Pluto Capricorn, their Saturn return. So this is how to look at the smaller minute hands to the outer planet hour hands, okay? And it'll show you the dance of how cultural and generational development move us all as one galactic cosmic body or universal body, all right? So with that being said, y'all, we are seeing into this next era. And as you see this vision, the reason why, you know, the last time Pluto Sagittarians were born on this earth, they were the 20 and 30-year-olds that were creating the revolutions that, you know, we're experiencing. Okay, so keep that in mind. The young Pluto Scorpios, the young Pluto Sages, the Pluto Libras, they're responsible for breaking through and transitioning us into the next era where we have the leaders of the new school, Pluto Sag. We're going to have the rulers of the new world, Pluto Capricorn. We're going to have, and then the baby geniuses, Pluto Aqua, and then Pluto Pisces. Now, Pluto Aquarius is terrifying because if you've seen Invincible, Pluto Aquarius is Raditz coming to Earth to tell Goku, hey, I'm retconning your entire last Dragon Ball manga, but you're a Saiyan now. Yeah, you're an alien. Pluto Aquarius is the Viltrumites showing their face on Earth. Like, yeah, we're an advanced extraterrestrial civilization that we're just gonna conquer your planet. Like, yeah, we don't even, we're better than you filthy mortals. Like, we know what to do better than you. You guys are just filthy. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's terrifying because these motherfuckers already exist. They have aqua risings, they have aqua suns, they have aqua moons, and they've just been chilling here, just spawn camping, looking and harvesting your energy like they're not, you know, like they're pretending to be human. Like watching an Aquarius pretend to be human is the funniest thing you'll ever see all day. Only Virgo can call them out. But the reason why this is very significant is because this is also going to, as Aquarians rebirth, like the concept of Aquarians rebirthing is terrifying. These motherfuckers have been nerfed their whole life. So every Aquarius you've ever seen has only used like less than 1% of their power because their frequency is so dense that 99% of it is over your head. Like listening to Lupe Fiasco rap, you don't tell me you get all his lyrics. Like, you know, you only get like 10% of it when he raps. Like tell me you didn't have to listen to that 5 times because he really be spit. So that being said, now Aquarius is able to like harness more of a potential of their energy without people fainting, because now humanity has reached a level with which they're still going to be weird as fuck to us, but they're going to make more sense than they've ever made. Okay. Yep, you dead already. Yep, Pluto Aquarius literally going to remind you every way you dead already. It's that anime trope, like you're already dead. What? All right. So with that being said, we made it. You being alive right now is a testament to your greatness because you didn't die. And a lot of people died through the first iteration of the Hunger Games. Now we're in Hunger Games Part 2 as we kick off the I Told You So Tour Part 2. Hunger Games Part 2 is a 20-year initiative that's going to play like the Squid Games. And, you know, there might be mass extinction events. I'm not going to say anything else. So with that being said, this is going to set up the completion where we're going to, at January 21st, have the next conjunction coming into, of course, the new era, baby, where we're going to have Pluto in Aquarius. In a year from now, we're going to have Saturn and Neptune in Aries. It's retrograded back into Pisces at this point, and we're going to have Uranus in Gemini. This is it. This is it. The new rollout. The next like 7 years is going to be so fucking badass, guys. You have no idea. It's going to be fucking ridiculous. And it's definitely unique because the whole theme of it is originality. So you want to see this as coming out the dream, coming out the collective nightmare that doesn't have to be bad, but you know what I'm saying, puts you in a position to step through. Yeah, it's the Reaper, son. I'm a soul reaper. Shout out to Elisha Eternal. Shout out to my soul reapers. You know what I'm saying? My moon Saturns. If you're a sun Saturn, you're also a reaper. You feel me? Okay. So this puts you in a position to, realistically open up the higher faculty of how unique your existence is, how you, of course, express this hallucination. Like Dave Chappelle said, we're literally all dreaming, and how you exist beyond this physical, casting your projection like a video game. Of course, we still are born, we still have a biology, we still have a physiology, but that physiology is the smallest, minuscule percentage of all the vibrations and frequencies that exist, right? If you're an Aquarius, so Reaper, Saturn is the sickle, Saturn is the Reaper, right? So if you're an Aquarius sun, you're a celestial, all right? Any Aquarius sun, moon, rising, you're a celestial. You're like an alien being. But if you have Saturn anywhere on your moon, sun, or rising, you're a Reaper. So, Action Bronson, he's a Reaper. YMW Melly, he's a Reaper. Then you have the moon Plutos, the sun Plutos. Those aren't necessarily Reapers, but they are Death Lords. They're more like judges of death or underworld bosses. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you feel me? This puts you in a position to realistically step through into this uniqueness of now getting ready to, oh my God, Colby is in the building, getting ready to now open up this canvas. What I'm saying is you're getting ready to step into creator mode. Every single being, plant, animal, human, has the ability to awaken their God self. You're just awakening the Sag, Aqua, Cap, and Pisces portals of your consciousness. They don't have to have planets in them. You feel me? Everyone has this facet. And now we're reaching collectively a level where everyone can tap into creator mode. God mode, or the God within you, there's a universe and there's a world within every being. So your awakened self out of the dream is your God self. It's not religiously based. It's concepts through myth that we use to make sense of this. But, God is man awakened. Man is simply God asleep, awakening to their potential. All right. So, someone who knows the quality of their soul, they can bring it to that, like a God, a Christ consciousness, a God state. And the reason why that's very significant is now collectively with the rest of the world, you're connecting with other people who are entering their creator mode. You're connecting with other creators. So this sextile is one of the most significant things that are happening. And that's why this moon in Virgo is very important. I want you to see how we're starting this transit off with the 270-degree completion of this arc that started at new moon in Scorpio, albeit a month ago. Okay. And the reason why that's significant is we're starting Sagittarius season off, giving you an analytical and detailed understanding of how exactly your awareness is ascending. It's going to give you a practical and tangible analysis of your synchronization process. And with the moon that's King Kungsing, aka making a 210-degree angle to Pluto in Aquarius, this is going to help you understand exactly how you harvest the supernatural into your behavior. And now Sagittarius is going to have you see this. Why is this important? We did this in September. But September was a period where we were creating behavioral patterns to take metaphysical unseen dynamics of our psyche and make them real. Now we're finally seeing visually the meaning of this. Major players, Mercury, which is going to retrograde through the season, is going to represent our brain processor and frequency modulator, the magician, that's going to really reevaluate and change the way we even see and perceive the meaning of reality. It's going to change the way you really interface with metaphysical influences that your brain has no choice but to use its outdated processor to make sense of. Well, your processor has been awakening crazy. similar to coming into a brand new firmware update. And then every time it updates in the sign, it's a software update. Pluto going in Aquarius, brand new console, brand new firmware update. When Mercury goes back into Aquarius, as Venus is leading with our heart, you're going to really come into this next era. It's like we're getting more subtle. And this is just so much, you know what I'm saying? Development relative to how powerfully you've pushed through the limitations of Saturn, the genius of the limitations of your own body that keep certain functions limited so you literally don't die. Like, because we have our muscles limited, we can't pull our muscles and do certain things. Saturn represents this cage and box that we are trapped in before through death we are freed, because death is never the end. It is just the beginning. Sagittarius represents literally life after death. Okay. And this is where you ascend into godhood, apotheosis. So the moon in Virgo kicking this off is getting ready to now game change your perspective, to analyze how you are ascending your awareness and ability to now not only see beyond the physical, but also in order, thank you, Natalie. This is so important because you're starting to realize what is your thoughts and what are higher frequency beings trying to manipulate you and influence your psychology. Now, higher entity beings trying to manipulate you is my retarded way of making sense of it. There's a scientific explanation of this, but until then, it's a mystery. And now I can say the flying spaghetti monster is sending pasta lords in order to manipulate your frequency and vibration. This is where mythology comes in. This is where, you know, imagination helps us fill in the blanks before science makes sense of it, or before, you know, logic makes sense of it for us. But that being said, you know, you're going to get jumped vibrationally more than you've ever been jumped. Everything has been preparing you for this, and you're going to kick ass and take names. So the moon in Virgo is what's going to really kick off this transit. The moon in Virgo is going to oppose Saturn. And the reason why this is key is the most important part about this Sagittarius season is that, one, it represents the fulfillment of 6 months ago where we had the sun on Jupiter at the very last degree. Now it's going to harvest this evolution. We've harvested this innovative, unconventional transformation of value that's going to change the way you deal with wealth and make money in light of crypto and other sources, diversifying your bonds. And now, okay, I had to say it. But regardless, the most important part is not only this Jupiter opposition, but also the square to Saturn and Pisces. The Saturn Pisces 270-degree square is now the completion of what you activated in your beliefs in March. So March, where we had the Sun-Saturn conjunction, the first Sun-Saturn Pisces conjunction in 30 years, was you activating the integrity of your belief systems, that through September, you turn certain beliefs into habits. June and September was you changing your perspective because you now developed a thought process in June that supported your beliefs and broke through the ground of your fertile unconscious so that you can change your ideas to support your beliefs, or change your beliefs so that they can support your true thinking. Then September was where you integrated a behavioral pattern and lifestyle around how real you can support these beliefs. If these beliefs were delusional, you weren't able to make it real. You didn't have receipts. You didn't make it into the I told you so tour. But unlike those who lived a lie, you were able to take beliefs you activated in March and pull receipts for through the right thinking that Jupiter evolved in our mindset. This is so huge. So this T square right here is one of the most important game changers we're stepping into coming into tomorrow, where the moon in Virgo is going to provide heavy analysis of the totality of our beliefs, how it is we're actually integrating what we believe in society through our habits, and now what that fucking looks like relative to now getting ready to harvest this stage of evolution for the first time, where since June we were evolving our thought process, and now coming through the end of the year we can perfectly show people what we've been thinking. We can show and tell. So that's why this is very significant, because everything you've been working towards, shout out to D Star Soul, you're finally seeing. You're finally Saturn Pisces, Sun Sag seeing. You want to look at this as the completion of the fulfillment of God's promise. Now, this is going to apply to some of you. And if this happened to you, I want you to comment renegade, okay? God activated a full counter on your life. God told you to surrender everything to him, her, it. And the reason why this is significant is from March, you've been tanking all psychic attacks. This was a faith journey. God said, don't put that in your hands. Let me take care of it. I'm literally your higher self. Like, you worry about this 3D shit. I'll take care of the psychic stuff. And the reason why this is important is because since March, you've been getting psychically attacked and you sat with it. You allowed yourself to tank it. You realized you have psychological resiliency in that you're able to get jumped by all sorts of opposing beliefs and ideas, and you just let God handle it. Now, if you know how full counter works in maybe 7 deadly sins, full counter is where everything that has been attacking you or everything you received, good or bad, now returns back to sender. If people have been blessing you, they're coming into a lump sum blessing. And now that we're coming into this 270-degree angle, this is where it's complete. You're getting ready to see the nature of all that karma. Everyone that has been, whether directly or indirectly, working to see you as less than you are and to go against these beliefs, full counter. And for those of you guys who are commenting renegade, every single day of this Sagittarius season, you are going to see the clapback. You're going to see the counter Meliodas style. And that's why it's so important that I'm showing you the mathematics of how this quite literally coincides with the 270-degree angle to Jupiter, to Saturn, with the 270-degree angle to Neptune, with the 180-degree harvest of Jupiter, with the transformation of Uranus. Like, this is the climax point at the last part of the I Told You So tour, where all of these themes come together and you see what it all means. So what's the purpose of this? We, in a short 30 days, are not only going to change our perspective, and not only is the quality and nature of this perspective a revelatory perspective that now harvests everything you've worked towards creating, this is also going to segue you into Capricorn season, where now what is Capricorn season? It's a cardinal sign. So the way we treat the end of a season and the beginning of the season is the end of the season takes the initial direction we moved in at the beginning of the season, and then we strengthen the quality at the middle of the season, and then that energy produces an effect that changes and adjusts our perspective, right? By the end of Sagittarius, you're going to see what direction to move in. So for those of you wondering, what's next? What do I do next? When are we going to know what's happening, right? That's going to be now an Aquarius season. Aquarius season is going to download the knowledge of everything to be aware of coming into the 2025 season, which is, I think, going to be the best season yet. It's going to have the best ratings, all that. So with that being said, that shit is crazy. With that being said, you may find that the more active your mind is, the more unstable it is, and you're feeling like you have to control elements of your mind. For some of you, it could feel like you have Tourette's in your mind. It's not Tourette's. You're starting to become aware of a metaphysical aspect of yourself that you may have not necessarily trained because it was latent within you. Okay. And for some of you, that's not the effect, but it's something to keep in mind. So everything that is changing in our perspective is like a boat that is changing its sails. And we're going to move in that direction Capricorn season. So the purpose of Sag is to harvest this final perspective. The final perspective is Pisces, but Sag is the climax of the movie. So we're coming into, oh, this is what it all means. And then we're going to move forward in Capricorn. The reason why this is very significant is this is where that you're going to start to begin to see your mastery of the force and stepping into the supernatural phenomena. But why this is also very important is this is the middle of Noah's Ark. Saturn has finished its retrograde. So mind you, you are Noah who's coming out of one world where rain had flooded and God never showed you rain and never showed you a rainbow. You never seen it relative to this headcanon in mythological lore. You've never seen a rainbow before. That was God's promise. Like, I promise I'll never flood this bitch again. But like, you feel me? Like, it's very important because at this stage of your boat ride, you're literally stranded in sea. You don't know yet that you're going to land and release all the animals from the boat. Okay. You don't necessarily know yet that you're going to begin a lineage and there's going to be a life after this. All you know right now is just drifting through this faith ride. Building the boat in and of itself was faith, because people were looking at you crazy coming into the end of 2023, where you were like holding integrity and beliefs that people didn't think you would actually be able to live, which represent a culmination of development since 1995, some of which you guys were born after. Some of which you guys were born after them. So this puts you in a position to now, during this period, now that Saturn is retrograded and has gone direct, this is you on that Noah's Ark ride, completely shifting your perspective. It's like we were going here, now we're making a 270-degree angle. We're going to start to go there because now the winds are getting ready to blow you. The winds are getting ready to shift you towards reaching land, okay? The bird is ahead of our consciousness, gaining insight on where we're headed before it retrogrades and comes back, which represents our brain's processing and our conscious awareness, Mercury and the sun. Time is the application of consciousness upon the manifestation of creation. Let's go. You guys are killing it with these quotes. So, yep, and she did. And she has receipts. That's the thing. And y'all have receipts. And y'all have receipts. Okay. Oh, see. All right. So with that being said, guys, shout out to the 29-degree Mercury masterminds. So the reason why that's significant, is now this moon in Virgo is going to quickly bring you up to speed. But what's significant about this? We're starting Sagittarius season off, completing the previous Scorpio cycle. So we're starting this initiation into synchronization of our awareness and soul and spirit by understanding how real this transformation of our psyche has shifted our perspective. And now this is going to be like, so Neptune in Pisces since 2012 was like laughing gas. Pluto in Capricorn was intense surgery on your body and soul. And when you go to the dentist and they're working on your teeth, which is going to be sensitive, Pisces is the most sensitive zodiac sign, right? It's going to hurt. You need anesthetics, okay? So the universe put the entire of the collective under an illusion, under anesthetics, under laughing gas. That's why we're going to come out of Neptune Pisces, and as a collective, we're going to be like, wow, we let this happen. We did this. I made that embarrassing, cringy ass post. Like, everyone's going to come into this awakening like, wow, I don't know why we thought that was cool. But that's because you were under anesthetics. The deep surgery that had to be done on your body during 2008 until now was so that now that we're done with this surgery, this aspect is similar to you coming out of the stupor of anesthetics. You know where you have the laughing gas in the dentist? I don't know if it's laughing gas, but they'll be like, "Ugh, I want to just fuck bad bitches all day, mom." And the mom is like, "Don't say that. Oh my gosh." And the bitch is like, "Oh, I don't know. Mom, I ate all your turkey sandwiches." Yes, like it's uninhibited. There's an uninhibited quality to how you're not aware you're undoing your own personality through this mass hypnosis. So we're breaking out the mass hypnosis. It's collective. People are going to start to come more into their own individuality, which is why identity politics started to come through, but now it's going to be properly expressed. And that's just speculation. But basically, this moon in Virgo is not only going to begin to detail how this is all going to change with these game-changing aspects and fully applying everything we've begun to shift. Boom, we're going to apply it. Moon in Libra. Moon in Libra is now going to help you understand your entourage of who you apply this change in perspective with and who you feel you're destined to now ascend forward into the next era with. I'm leaving that vague on purpose. And then, of course, the moon in Scorpio is going to transcend the previous Scorpio cycle we had last month. And this is what's going to really help you understand the deep psychological wisdom you have transformed in order to see this higher vision, with which the intel and details you are analyzing with the moon in Virgo will apply towards psychoanalysis when the moon is in Scorpio to go deeper. Boom. Then we have the new moon in Sag. The new moon in Sag, we're going to do the, of course, ceremony at the end of the month, is going to be very significant because it's going to activate new magic. We have new magic 4 times a year. Gemini season, June, September in Virgo, Sag, the climax, all right, and then Pisces, the finale. Gemini is activating change. Gemini is an activating magic. Gemini is turning your video game console on. Sega, nigga. You feel me? Like that's Gemini. And then Virgo is integrative magic. Virgo is after you've been playing the game for a bit and now you're grinding experience points. It's the boring part of the game where it's like, oh, I've been grinding this for 16 hours, leveling up to like this level, right? And then Sagittarius is harvest magic. It's breakthrough magic. Even though Virgo is the sign of the harvest, Sagittarius is chaos magic. It's breakthrough magic. It's living magic. It's the climax that now takes your idea in Gemini, your analysis of how the experience works in Virgo, and now interprets the meaning with your mind's eye. Oh, and the cool thing about interpretation is we can interpret things different. That's what makes mutable signs changeable, because the way we perceive is always going to be unique to us. But there's certain things we can kind of all see, right? So with that being said, we have the final magic, Pisces, which is reasoning and belief. It is the belief magic. Okay, it's at worst the illusion magic or the divine magic, the metaphysical magic. All right, the magic you see in movies. When people say magic, they're only talking about 1/4 of magic, which is Sag and Pisces. But people forget Virgo magic and Gemini magic. Every scientific experiment that's ever existed is Virgo and Gemini magic. Every time you've ever cooked food, you just did Virgo magic. It's a real magic. There's so like when you understand magic is really all encompassing. A lot of what we call mundane activity is actually magic. It's actually, we're just trained to see it like the movie fantastical way, which is more Piscean magic, right? So with that being said, and that's still a redundant oversimplification of the broad concept, but it's cool because Jupiter and Gemini is wrapping our vocabulary to slowly but surely put words to this. And now this new moon in Sagittarius is going to be one of the most amazing new moons of all time. And this is what's going to activate not only this completion of work we've done, but it's going to activate a new adventure. It's going to activate a new perspective. It's going to activate a brand new way to see reality. And that's going to come while Mercury is retrograde. All right. So over the next week, Mercury is getting ready to retrograde. Woo! I'm in nothing but I only have underwear on. I know, Marilyn, you want to see that, but I can't get demonetized for flashing you. But like, yes, I see the vision when no one else does. And that's why Aquarius, Sagittarius, and Pisces are so important. They're the collective beings who kind of see beyond. Seriously, like I only have underwear. Oh, okay, TMI. Why am I telling you this? See, just my Gemini. I be saying too much. But yeah, I almost pulled a Mike Tyson on you. Oh, by the way, how right was I? I told you so. I told you so. I recorded that reading 7 months ago. Hold on. How many of y'all want to see that? How many of y'all want to see this reading? I'm about to pull it up. If you haven't seen this reading, I'm about to show you this reading. Hold on. You guys let me know if this was accurate or not. I did this 7 months ago. Okay. Y'all be the judge.
All right, let's do this. Who is going to win the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? I want to preface here, I did shuffle these cards. I did not pre-pick or pre-plan these cards. All right, let's go. This is Mike Tyson. This is Jake Paul. First, we want to speak on the underlying theme, the Ace of Swords. This event is a new concept. It's a new idea. The truth will be revealed. The people watching this are going to see everything very clearly. There will be no questions about what could have been. This will be very decisive. All right.
Okay. I meant that it was going to be decisive. Technically, that was wrong because apparently Netflix kept glitching, so they didn't see it clearly. But what I meant by that is people will see what's going on. Like it's going to be clear who won or whatnot. Ace of Swords is literally a decision, and it went to decision.
All right, let's see the first card. Oh my God. I am flabbergasted. I am dumbfounded. All my people who read tarot, oh my God, the 7 and the Ace of Swords. Well, we'll say for now that the 7 of Swords is a card of strategic movement. It's a card that represents not letting people know what your hand is. The 7 of Swords represents getting exposed for cheating or doing something you weren't supposed to do, really. Let's see what we get for Jake Paul. Oh my God. The 2 of Pentacles represents money. Lots of money. Lots of money. In fact, it's a card of someone juggling infinity and coins. It's like they're playing people. It's like they're playing two sides. Oh my God. I don't know if maybe this is an entertainment event. This is an event produced for entertainment, but I guess it's looking like someone might throw the fight and walk out and sneak away with a freakishly large amount of money, and the other person may make and the other person may break bread and then with a freakishly large amount of money, and the other person may make and the other person may break bread and then basically make sure that everyone gets paid. I know with this card, this person is making sure literally everyone is getting paid. And the Ace of Swords is you watching the fight, being very clear about the fact that this shit was rigged. Okay, goodbye.
There you go, baby. There you go, baby. 7 months ago. The beautiful thing is, like the elections, you didn't need to be a psychic. You didn't need to know how to read tarot. You knew it was going to happen. Like, it is what it is. It's not like I'm special because I use tarot cards. Anyone who knew anything knew this was going to happen. So, like, there you go. I just simple cartomancy. I just had to show it. There you go. And just like how I can use that as a receipt, every single one of you have receipts in every field, whether you're a car mechanic, whether you're an engineer, whether you're a school teacher, you all have receipts that are innovating your field beyond the traditions that established it. And that's what makes this period of time so significant, because it's getting ready to put you in that position. Where, did I just thirst trap you? Oh, shit. Hey, my bad. It's Sagittarius season. I had to thirst trap a little bit. But this puts you in a position to realistically see how you're getting ready to begin to open this up. And the reason why that's significant, once again, is because personally, you're still at the beginning. You don't necessarily want to rush this process because we're entering a new era. You are still compartmentalizing and processing how much you have personally evolved as a continuation of your genetic legacy and DNA that's about to awaken regardless of your race. Okay, a lot of race politics will come up, insurgents and people try and claim dominance until you realize that we're literally one human race. I'm not going to say that there aren't differences in certain lineages, but we're all one human race with blood and can die. And that's going to be the most important awakening that's going to allow the human body, the body of humanity, to kind of function as one conscious entity. Instead of antibodies and just parts of the body fighting each other. And I'm not trying to be kumbaya and be like, we just need to get along. Like this is going to be a humanitarian type awakening through the corruption of humanity, where it gets a little worse or it gets better by purging what's worse. All right, so that's going to look ugly, but it's also going to look beautiful. All right, so with that being said, this new moon is very iconic because as we move forward, Mercury in retrograde and the moon we're going to have with Mercury in retrograde is going to put you in a position to realistically step into an amazing activation of your supernatural potential. Given that Taurus is natural energy, your body produces an electromagnetic field through your heart that has electricity literally powering the vehicle of your body. Aquarius is supernatural energy. So that's why every transit moving forward is unlocking and awakening the supernatural potential that began physically in Capricorn and now is going to happen supernatural through your mind in Aqua. So Mercury retrograde is adjusting the camera focus to help you with the square to Saturn and Neptune see beyond the metaphysical. Or the physical into the metaphysical. So Saturn, so Pisces and Sag is you adjusting the focus to start to notice intangible patterns and see unseen facets that exist beyond your physical sight. All right, through meaning. So Mercury retrograding is a huge deal because it's going to reevaluate the way your brain interfaces with your conscious awareness to update opposite Jupiter, harvesting everything over the past 6 months that you've activated evolution of in Taurus to evolve the quality of your natural senses that we're going to harvest by expanding how much you can expand and project the meaning of what you perceive. And that's everything that's adjusting. So Sagittarius season is adjusting your senses to see as your God self. We've been doing this every year, but this is where we step into the next level of that. So now, before we step into that, I have a message from our sponsor. This is a motherfucking peace dealer, baby. I want to shout out my pay-per-call squad. Y'all need to stop fronting and call the team, all right? Y'all need to understand, okay? You can call my team when we are open with these hours. Right now, I don't have international calls set open, but I'm working with Hipsy. Hipsy, I'm going to talk with the creator. They have a pay-per-call service, so we'll see if I can do international stuff. But personally, these are my hours and rates. Majestic Magi and Pharaoh have been fucking killing it. Shout out to New Age Jaw and shout out to Valton. We're going to add more people to the team. My hour rate is $500 an hour, but if 500 is too much, you can pay less than my 30-minute rate. An hour on the paper call is like $230, and you pay per minute. So you don't have to necessarily pay for the whole reading. You can pay per minute. And trust me, take your time, but this is going to be huge. Clearsight Consulting, we're going to have a huge team. We're going to recruit a lot of people who are watching now and, you know, take advantage of that. The next thing I want to let you guys know is I have officially begun my sale. So I have a automatic 50% discount on all readings, okay, for Sagittarius season, okay? So let's say you select the time, boom, you add to the cart, boom, it's automatic Sag season sale. It is automatically applied, baby, okay? 50%. I also was not able to get financing because Klarna doesn't believe in me. I'm a risky business to them, but it's cool. I guess they don't do this type of service, but I do have the subscription service. So for those of you who want recorded reports, okay, if you want a progress natal chart report, they're all half off as well. I also have now weekly subscriptions for those of you who maybe you can't afford my monthly service, right? That goes more in depth around like getting all the readings at a proper price, right? It's cool. You can just do the reports that can now give you, you can, when you do the subscription service for a report or a consultation, you can choose any consultation or report, and every month or every week, you get to choose any consultation or any report on my website, and we can do it that week or month. Okay, you get to choose. Now, the last thing I want to say is I also have new tarot card readings. So I've added a romance tarot card reading report. Right now, it's half off, $25 for all the Sagittarius season. If you want a 3-card spread illuminating romance, the archetype you and your partner have, and the 5-card chronological timing, you can ask any questions. I also have career. For those of you who want to look more into your career, your finances, 3 cards, financial breakthrough, horseshoe, and then I have the general. Okay, so I also do have subscription for tarot. The subscription is already discounted, so the discount doesn't have to apply to it because it's already there. But if you guys want tarot every week or every month, I highly recommend it. This would support me so much, guys. Okay, I would, you know, it's not necessarily necessary, but for those of you who want to take advantage of the sale, you know, it's here for you. It's here for you. I had to do that commercial break real quick, just to let you know we ready. Okay, we ready. So shout out to Aquarian Essence. You guys are fucking amazing. And yeah, Shout out to Katie. Katie, you're fucking amazing. I enjoy doing these readings every time you do so. I'll never be sick of you. And it's cool because it allows us to look at different month perspectives for each reading. I don't do this for the money though. This is just for availability. My goal to do this wasn't to make $1 million. Like, shout out to people who make money with this. I'm not trying to demonize that. I know, you know what I'm saying? I had a run-in with somebody before and I said some stuff. I didn't say their name. But that being said, you know, I'm just doing this so that I'm available. My goal with doing this is so that this pays itself, so that I'm able to do consultations. As long as my business pays itself and I'm able to do consultations whenever y'all want to do it at whatever affordable price, that's success to me, because serving you guys has been the greatest. You guys changed the meaning of what success means to me. The testimonials I get from you, you guys hitting me up out of nowhere to tell me how I've affected you and helped you, it's worth more than money can buy. So like, that's really it. We're going to expand community. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to transition and do events together. Like, that's the next era. We're going to be throwing some of the best events. We're going to be having these, but in person. So, you know, all the support you give goes a fucking long way. And if you can't afford it, don't worry. I have all this free material out so that we can connect. But I'm here for you. I'm here for you guys. Let me know. And if a reading is ever too much, email me. I'll hook you up with a discount code. Right now, we have, of course, this sale. So these events will be epic. But now let's move forward. So with that being said, this activation is going to change the way you think about magic and chaos magic as a living entity forever. Namely, you're a conscious being, right? You are a conscious being in the moment. Is the earth not conscious? Is the air you breathe not conscious? If you believe in panpsychism, is this whole universe just a brain thinking? Is everything in the universe as conscious as you? This is the chaos magic you're going to start to see more than ever. You're going to be like Sagittarius for 30 days. Okay. And this is going to activate with the moon on Mercury, aligning your subconscious receptivity with your brain's processing to now really activate updated meaning. This is a firmware update, and it's going to put you in a position to now activate this new perspective. Now we're going to manifest the potency and cardinal direction of this perspective. We're going to understand, Moon, how to utilize, Capricorn, this ascended perspective, Sun, Mercury. Okay. This is what's going to drive forward what we're beginning to change our perspective towards. Venus is going to get ready to go over the moon and Pluto and begin to start this new era through our hearts. Very significant. The sextile with Saturn, with Neptune and Venus is going to give you a lot of insight into the nature of how you've changed your relationships and how what you accept and who you connect with has transformed like you have transformed, because you've grown. You've learned from what you had to learn. And now the moon in Aquarius is going to help you understand the extraordinary advanced knowledge of what exactly you have activated. Why is this important? New moon in Gemini is where you activated new magic abilities. New moon in Virgo is where you mastered these new magical techniques. And the new moon in Sagittarius is a new philosophical approach that harvests these new abilities to where you're showing people what these abilities are. And thank you guys for the moon message support. So this is what's going to realistically now not only push this forward, and with the square of the moon in Uranus, you may be getting jumped by the collective because certain aspects of your behavior might range from anywhere from disgusting to classy, but they go against modern tradition or outdated tradition. They go against what socially is accepted, and for better or for worse, right? So you're going to feel weird as fuck. You're going to feel like, oh, you're different. Everyone's unique. Okay, you're not feeling something that everyone else isn't feeling in their own way, even if it's against you. So just remember that. You never know what someone is going through. Hurt people, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But just keep that in mind that you could be pioneering a new way of living or thought that may look disgusting at first and may actually be, but opens the doorway to so much more development. And this is why now coming into the 90-degree square, where we're going to have this, of course, checkpoint. This is going to be opposite to where the moon is now. Now we're analyzing how our perception is raising and ascending into the next level. Then we're going to understand in 2 weeks why our perception is raising to the next level. So we're going to go from how, analyze that, see the meaning of it, and then understand why, the reasoning, the higher belief, the foundation of the system, Saturn, of our transcendent Neptunian beliefs that support this new vision. Because when you have a vision and you see something no one else sees, it's your belief that keeps you pushing forward, that keeps you experimenting and tweaking results so that you can adjust your perspective. So the next 2 weeks are going to be fucking ridiculous. The sun is going to be on Mercury opposite Jupiter, and this is where we're finally coming into that 180-degree magnifique expansion. This is the third point of expansion. Let's make sense of this. 2023 is where we reactivated this evolution cycle since 2011, 2012. So let's go back last year. Last year, we had Sun in Scorpio opposite Jupiter in Taurus. And then 2022, we had, of course, Sun in Virgo Libra opposite Jupiter, Pisces, and Aries. So this is the third harvest since we began this new evolution journey. We are in chapter 3 of the evolution. Chapter 3 of the evolution. Let me do that again. Chapter 3 of the evolution. See, opposition. This was chapter 2 when we had the Scorpio opposite. And then this is chapter 1 coming into Aries, where the Libra opposite. This first 3 chapters is the initialization stage. This is like starting up a new company or starting up a new app. All right. This is a return to form. And the reason why this is very important is because now you're going to start to see a whole lot of metaphysical and abstract concepts that were just in your head that you are now, Sagittarius of creation, creating, making real through Virgo. Okay. So the reason why that's significant is this 90-degree angle is going to break through the ground, the seeds planted just a week prior during the new moon. And this is going to put you in a position to now begin to shift your beliefs to align with this new vision. And once we do that, we apply that perspective switch towards Aries, and we fully express the understanding moon of who we are, Aries, relative to the full expression of our vision through us. This is going to be a very fun, dramatic, and heated day. Mars is going to be in the retrograde opposite Venus. They're going to start beefing before they have sex again 6 months later. And once again, this is rolling out the next era, the beginning of the next era. Okay, cool. So that's going to now lead to the moon going into Taurus. The moon in Taurus, which we'll go over once again with the new moon ceremony, is going to integrate the innovation Uranus of your natural senses around how specifically you can ground this higher vision through your 5 senses. That's what's going to tie everything we've activated since that new moon to now the full moon that's going to harvest through other people this evolution of how you understand the intellectual expression and evolution of said vision. Okay. Mercury is getting ready to come out of its retrograde. And as we close out the transit, the sun squares Neptune as Mercury goes direct. And this is what is going to now complete the previous Sun-Neptune conjunction we had at the end of Pisces, around like March 18th, 17th, 19th. And that was the final fantasy. Now you're getting ready to, and every time we have these squares since 2012, it slowly but surely uninhibits the restrictions on your imagination, like these anesthetics, so that you are seeing a little bit more into what you thought was impossible. And this could be as mundane as workout goals. Maybe you didn't think it was possible for you to do 30 pull-ups, but because you got at it every day, you're doing 50 pull-ups. It's giving you a glimpse of, hey, maybe I could do 100. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be honest, your perspective is going to finish shifting because Mercury retrograde has gone direct, and it's going to move forward with this entire ascension of this synchronization process. And you're going to be seeing ghosts. You're going to be having sex with ghosts. Sorry, you're going to be seeing apparitions. You're going to now add vocabulary, beginning to awaken metaphysical understanding of concepts. Venus in Aquarius and Mars in Leo are going to bridge the whistleblowing social action and the courage to do so when Mars and Leo on stage, with Venus in Aquarius mercilessly booing you and heckling you, but also networking relative to where it is you're ready to, of course, expand your connection with the collective. That was left vague on purpose because I'm basically freestyling as we go. And this is where, boom, we've reached the pinnacle of this ascension process, and everything we're going to move forward to, we apply this change of perspective, boom, into Capricorn. And that's where we come into the square, and the North Node is getting ready to shift into Pisces, and we have that eclipse in Pisces. That eclipse in Pisces is going to be freaking ridiculous because it's going to realistically, right, not only apply the final part of the season, but it's going to complete the playoffs and the I Told You So tour. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the math you can look forward to experiencing relative to Sagittarius season. Now that we've gotten the math out of the way, what's very significant about this is in a short 30 days, you're going to begin to awaken and be more aware of the higher facet of your own spirit. There are spiritual dynamics that you can take advantage of that will change the way you perceive yourself. I mentioned this last year, but what if your spirit, the expression of your mental force and energy that is sourced from the natural electric energy your body and biophysiology generates in order for your brain to hallucinate like it does in this vat because you don't know you're in an RPG and your higher self is playing your physical body. Why this is important is because you're putting yourself in a position where you're starting to be aware of, oh, my spirit is an intangible facet of myself that can range from my own wingspan to some of you who can project your spirit across the universe. What if you can connect with your spirit and your spirit looks at your physical body as its physical counterpart that moves slower but sources its own existence to move forward? The reason why I'm saying this is you've been doing this your whole life. So what if you're awakening to the fact that when you are thinking, I wonder what my friend Fred is doing today, your spirit went to go see or perceive Fred and is now giving you that information back? What if you can interface your spirit like it's Chat GPT, spiritual AI? What if you're like, hey, spirit, I want to go out tonight. What's a good place to go out? And your spirit, your higher self is like, hey, at 7 p.m., I know it's a little early, but go to the sushi joint. I'll surprise you. Like you're having fun with your own self and other spirits too. Other spirits just representing the mental, physical energy that people exude, the intangible sense of ourselves that is our life force, right? What if you go at 7 o'clock to the sushi joint and you meet two people who change your life forever? It's synchronistic. And it's like now the relationship between your body and mind function like an application. You are applying your own intangible metaphysical quality in a practical way that, along with everyone else in the world, shifts what more you can actually experience and understand you're experiencing. Because in 20 years from now, everyone's going to have this mastered. Now you've been starting to experience unconsciously how, oh my God, I was just thinking about the word bukak. I was just thinking about the word bookstore. And as I looked to the left, a truck that said bookstore is looking at me. These synchronistic moments that remind you that there's a facet of yourself that exists beyond your physical brain that will look like a glitch or will look like a synchronicity. Every synchronicity is really an illusion, a temporal illusion that gives you the impression you're experiencing things within time when there's a part of you, of all of us, that interfaces. Now, I don't have any proof of this, but we're going to start to have more words for the experience. Quantum mechanics is going into it, and all sorts of theoretical sciences that match, ancient understanding. But you're the revolutionary as a part of this, because everyone is a cell and nucleus that's going to combine their own unique experience and knowledge like a puzzle piece that's going to, of course, awaken humanity moving forward. So you're getting ready to now climax and bring together all of this evolution. And this is going to be a major climax over the next 4 months that's going to bring us into the 2025 season, which is literally the debut of your supernatural God self. And we're going to step into the advanced society arc where humanity is getting ready to not only awaken this, but we're going to see in every field and career of society this innovation. It's not about things becoming more spiritual. It's about things becoming more scientific. It's about things being able to be explained and proven with more clarity in light of technology and development than ever, which is spiritual. Okay, so congratulations. And whether AI, takes us over now or in 10 years, it was nice knowing you guys while this lasted, because this is also going to kick us into some of the wildest conflicts that human history has ever experienced. And, human beings make food. So I am a fan of humanity as a human being myself. And, as people forget that we're all we got and we're all we need, some of you are meant to repopulate the earth. Some of you are meant to carry humanity forward and to, provide insight. Like, that's the major level of value. Some of you may not realize in 2, 5, 10, 15 years, what you know now is going to be so valuable that the fact that you know what you know, that to you could be like, oh, I know like the back of my hand, could save people's lives. And like, it could be rarer than like if the internet goes out and information goes out, there's certain knowledge you have in your head that people may need to bring back into reality. Okay, so that being said, stay focused on course. All right, don't compromise to what it is. Oh, nice. Don't compromise to what it is you have been developing, and be prepared to step into the next frontier. Okay, yeah, you're gonna start trolling the synchronicities ads. They're gonna start talking to you more. That's the Pluto Aqua. Now it's talking to you. Now you're having more psychotic, schizophrenic conversations that aren't really schizophrenic, but it's you talking to a facet of yourself that doesn't even exist, but is as real as you, which is unreal, because this is a dream, but it's still real at the same time. And now at this point, I'm just making shit up. So yeah, I'm so honored to be able to serve in this capacity with and for you. Please, I'm going to leave this Sagittarius season peace report publicly available. And I also have the extended magic moon message for you guys who wanted to see that. And I hope you enjoy it. You guys stay blessed as always. And I'm going to start doing the live readings. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who wish to, get a live reading, feel free. And all day is a sync. Like, what you're going to start to realize is 10 years ago, 20 years ago, your glimpse of the supernatural through synchronicities was like blink, 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 blink. And then over the last 5 to 4 years, it started to be more frequent. Bink, 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 bink. I don't know why I'm using this as an analogy. And now the length and quality of how much you capture these experiences is much longer. Mink, mink, synchronicity. Now some of you are just going within synchronicity to do synchronicity. This is the synchronization process to where it's just going to be full on me. Last thing I have to say is this is a chakra revolution. This is a theory that I have that I hope comes true, and I think is a hidden aspect that is going to change things. I think there's the energy revolution as far as like natural gases and as far as like obsolete energy solutions or energy solutions that make current energy solutions obsolete. But the other energy is the birth of chakra. I think this is where Gen Z, Gen Alpha, millennials, boomers, and Gen X all come in. Your ability to harness your life force energy and your ability to harness your chakra in order to enhance energy, in order to think smarter, opening gates within your body to enhance its function, to heal, to regenerate. Everyone around the world is going to attempt to monopolize or at least step into that, where now people can stay up all night because they were able to use their latent energy in order to enhance their brain like NZT, and maybe they crash out and have to sleep for 6 days after. That's a huge exaggeration, but like this is going to open up new levels, new devils, a new understanding of how to manipulate and harness natural energy to the supernatural range. So basically, kids who are being born right now and the kids who will be born in 50 years from now, they're going to learn from us energy manipulation, energy harnessing, new energy solutions, right? And that's no different from how we were 50 years ago, and how, you know, you're going to really be initiated into this process of the supernatural. So, yep, this was very amazing. You guys are fucking awesome. You heard me. And we're gonna start with Clarice. Shout out to the queen. Shout out to the goddesses. Very, very grateful for you. Let's see. Clarice, I think you might have sent me your chart before. 12 to 84. So we know you Sag. Okay, we're gonna have to enter it. Oh. I'm about to listen to that new Kendrick Lamar surprise album drop. Hilarious. So, yeah, I think it's going to put you in a position to not only capitalize moving forward, but to just step fully into your power by the time you step into Capricorn season. So, let's see. Shout out to the 94s. 94s are oh, nice. I can't wait to listen to it. 94s are super saucy. Shout out to Izazel. All right. He dropped new fire on his SoundCloud. That's that dude. I can't wait to make music. In fact, I need to get Izazel and hey, Chad, we need to collab again. If you guys, in fact, in honor of Sagittarius season, I'm gonna play a song that Chad and I made after I do the live readings. We'll close out with that. Ooh. So let's see. 12 to 84. I'm trying to see if I can find a previous chart, or oh, I got it. 8:30 a.m. Thank you. San Francisco. I'm gonna play Chad the Maverick and the Peace Dealer, baby. Ho. All right. So, yes, thank you, bro. Please do put it on God too. Are you saying you want me to play on God, or you want me to put it? Okay, please do put it on God. I got you. Hey, and as soon as Zay finishes, oh, I didn't know it was in Constantine. As soon as Zay finishes the video, we're gonna put the video out. No rush though, bro. No rush though. So that being said, let's see, we got yeah. All right, we have Clarice first, and then we have Nick. Oh. All righty. So, Clarice, we know you are the goddess Sag. You got Uranus on your sun, and you got Neptune next to your 27-degree Sag rising. So, that's crazy because you be seeing. Everyone with Sag be seeing, but you are definitely a seer. And the reason why I'm going to really give kudos to that, thank you for your patience, Clarice, is because not only falling in the 12th house can this make you misunderstood, like you are ahead of your time. Shout out to Jessica Martinez and those of you in that like 80s period with Uranus in Sag on the sun is such a rare aspect. It's so legendary. And you have an alien construct. If you need that alien construct article, please email me and I'll send it to you. And yes, I'm doing personal readings right now. The reason why this is very significant, and if you click the description box below if you want to join the queue. The reason why this is significant is because personally, if you don't have the time of birth, it's cool. We can just do your birthday. I just won't have the rising, and I'll keep the live available for those of you who want to run it back. I'm just going to keep this public. But basically, Clarice, Uranus in the sun is claircognizance with vision. So people with sun, Uranus, and Sagittarius can look at something the first time and get it instantly. And in the 12th house, you're going to look crazy because you're going to see stuff that represent uncomfortable truths with Chiron and Gemini that people may not want to really accept. And you have North Node 27 degrees Taurus, which is the exact point that Jupiter, Uranus, and the Sun and Venus conjuncted. So you activated a large part of your destiny and innovated the natural quality of how you're destined to innovate your lifestyle. North Node Taurus represents in the 6th house. You're on point. This is a little weird. Like 27 degree Sag rising, 27 degree Taurus on the 6th house. Like you're destined to unlock value in people's lifestyles. When you have North Node in the 6th or 12th, it could be kind of like being a martyr. I look at those type of people like you came into this lifetime to serve others and to hook them up. So it's like you understand the deeper mysteries and the psychological nature behind the way people believe stuff. You can see it and you can really help unlock how to ground other people's behavior. For you, this is innovating your lifestyle. This is automating how it is you live your life, manifesting effortlessly. And now that we've passed Scorpio, you're coming back around to apply how unconventionally this changes your vision of yourself. So the 12th house portion of this transit through Sagittarius for you is definitely going to account for a revisiting of not only how magical you are, and as a 27-degree Sag rising goddess, how you create chaos wherever you go, but like you show people the meaning of experiences. Opposite Jupiter in that 6th, 7th house, it's going to finally have you harvest since 2019 this fundamental shift in your belief systems and your philosophy and ideas, and how you're able to fully express the evolution of your partnerships, and how you're seeing how you influence how people approach you, connect with you, how your relationships are getting ready to bear the fruit of matching your level, and how coming into next year, you're going to level up every single one of your partnerships. You also have 27 degrees Neptune square 27 degrees, 0 degrees Neptune, but square 27 degrees Neptune Pisces. So this is getting ready to integrate the hardcore element of your intuition, especially as Pluto has awakened all your Capricorn energy. So it's a lot to look forward to in retrospect, because you're getting ready like never before to not only activate and step into all this, but Uranus is literally next to your destiny. And it's going to innovate your angelic healing communication. All of you born in 84 and 85 and 86 with Chiron and Gemini, you all have angelic healing communication. It means, in a nutshell, you piss people the fuck off by telling the truth. But it's going to set them free. It's going to piss them off or set them free. But like, you have this quality of your vibration that annoys evil people. And then it's going to soothe people who aren't evil pieces of shit. So the reason why that's significant is when you use it for good, your voice heals people. Drake has this with his music. I think Kendrick was in this generation as well. Nicki Minaj probably has this. I'm using contemporary pop artists. But like, it's putting you in a position, unlike the natural healing of the early 80s and late 70s who have Chiron and Taurus who can heal naturally. Gemini extends this to the voice, and then Cancer is psychic healing. For the 90s who have Chiron Cancer is psychic healing, and Chiron Leo and above is just it's superpowered stuff. So that being said, this puts you in a position with now Jupiter opposite the 12th to fully complete what since March you activated in your attitude, and how you're going to wrap this around. So this is like the final chapter that's going to set up, of course, the end of this year, so that you're in a position to now move forward as the creator goddess you are. But this is going to confirm so much of what you knew was true, but other people couldn't see what you've seen. So next we have Neek. Taurus Sun, Jupiter, Taurus, Venus, Taurus. We have a boss babe over here. We have a boss queen. It looks like you have 29 degrees moon in Scorpio. Nah, you dangerous. You dangerous. And you have your ascendant 1 degree Pisces. Stop it right now. So you're literally a genie. So you're the pure natural queen, right? You have such a psychological understanding of other people. Within mere moments, you've already read their body language and you know why they have mommy and daddy issues. So I can only imagine, like, especially in the 4th house, like, it's one thing, but you also are the Midas touch, Neek. You have Jupiter, Venus, everything you touch turns to gold, like Jaguar Wright sitting on that couch. Like, it's more than a superpower. You understand how to apply this and transform others with this. This is important because in May, you leveled up your own Midas touch quality. The natural quality and the foundation you build as a Pisces rising that allows you to manifest the natural quality of your emotional intelligence, and the groundedness and loyalty that allows you the footing to really express. This is so goddamn badass. And you have Mercury in Gemini, so you're smart as fuck. But the reason why this is key is you're also destiny. You have North Node in Scorpio. So you came into this like you were a queen in your past life. You were a very powerful ruler. Listen, Jupiter, Sun, Venus, South Node, Taurus, you're not fooling me, Nick. you used to be a very powerful, strong ruler in your past life. And that's convenient to say about anyone's past life. But like you're bringing this natural quality into this lifetime to transform and feel how it can transform other people. And so this lifetime is about standing up for your value, even if other people don't get it. But please, with you, it's easy for people to see you valuable and it can attract energy vampires off the wazoo. So Sagittarius is your MC. You have Neptune on your MC. Your legacy is to transcend vision and meaning. So you're going to change the world. You're going to change the way the world looks into the metaphysical. And now this is the conclusion of everything you started with Saturn in your first house, this embodiment of karma. Shout out to the Pisces risings who have had the world on their shoulder. All right. If you see a Pisces rising, hug them because they are not talking about what they're going through. Pisces moons, Pisces suns are being martyrs right now. They're taking in all the negative energy so that you can live and breathe. And we're not going to thank them. We're going to call them delusional because they be delulu. But they be delulu so you could be true. Okay, true lulu. And the reason why that's significant is everything you've activated relative to March, you harvested through others in September. And now this is your glory. This is the 10th house cycle that's going to show you everything you've accomplished. It's going to switch gears relative to the rest of the decade of how you're going to move forward in order to facilitate more so of very powerfully and very uniquely the significance of, namely, of course, not only the meaning of this, but also, oops, how moving forward you'll realistically facilitate this significantly. Oh, shit. So something to keep in mind. Libby, you actually requested 35. So I need you to go back. Thank you for sending me your chart. I need you to, I'm going to cancel the request and I need you to go back and redo that. One moment. There we go. I declined the request. All right. So that being said, oh shit. Oh yeah. So Libby, can I just get some confirmation? Are you still rocking with me? Are we still out here? Okay, so while we do that, shout out to Rebecca, Asteroid of Later Success, Cap Moon Gang. Oh, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing really well. So, yeah, We see 1989, another Pisces rising, but this time with Leo on the south node. So shout out to 8990. We have North Node in Aquarius. We're destined, of course, to innovate the future, go out into space. Saturn and Neptune in Capricorn is very key because Libby, Saturn is making a 60-degree angle with your Saturn. That's me being born 1990 and you being born 89. We were born with Saturn in the later degrees of Cap. You guys were born with Saturn in the earlier degrees of Capricorn. So what that constitutes is, of course, you already 89 and 88, you've already begun to 60-degree, of course, Saturn in Pisces. And then next year, we're going to come up. So you're already blossoming through Pisces, the experience of your divine abilities. Where are you blossoming that through? You're blossoming that through your personality. Even though Pisces is at the end of your rising, the eclipse that we're going to have in March is going to, through you, unlock a whole lot in your environment and unlock a brand new understanding of yourself as you embody this collective. But then, just like the last woman I read, you're a queen from a past life. What are the odds? We have, of course, Sun South Node Taurus and now Sun South Node Leo. So, South Node Leo represents a background in acting, but now using your performance to network with others. But you can feel misunderstood with the North Node coming near the 12th and taking humanity to a place maybe they're not ready to yet. And also really uniquely with your relationships. Now your moon is in Aquarius, so you're celestial. You're a celestial advanced soul. As a celestial advanced soul, you know courage, you know performance, you know and feel the audience that you're performing to. So you have intellect and heart. All right. So when we look into this transit, you do have 29-degree Sagittarius 10th house. So this is going to ascend through the 9th house portion of Sagittarius. Everything similar to Neek, what you activated in March, what you activated in, of course, May, and put you in a position to realistically step into how and why you can not only see higher and apply this philosophical approach, but with Gemini and Jupiter in your 3rd house, this is going to evolve the mindset of how you're going to be able to take ideas you've mastered in your behavior through September and now teach things you were previously learning. You're going to be showing the fruits of this. And everything that shifts your perspective, one as a Leo, is going to show you how much more creative you are and with who you can express this creativity. And then it's going to apply this vision of where you want to take your career. And then you're going to step into Capricorn season and you're going to push forward and step into more success in your legacy and open up more of these dynamics. Okay. So next we do have Tessa. Tessa, happy birthday. All right. We know this is your B-Day season. And the reason why this is also very significant is as a Cancer rising, this is going to be your 6th house of integration. And this is going to influence very greatly how realistically you're in a position to very magically, since July, right, see how everything you've moved in the direction towards you moving is coming together. You had this 11th house Taurus initiation that has expanded the value and quality you as an individual bring to your community. And now you have expressed receipts and you're showing people through Sagittarius season how invaluable you are. You're showing people the level of sincerity that as Jupiter is coming out your 12th, you're wrapping up a 12-year chapter, preparing for you over the next 6 months to not only come into justice through your connections with other people, vindicating beliefs that's that 12th house sincerity of, oh, you locking into certain things that even may be delusional, but you're still headed in that right direction. And you're now getting ready to see how it crystallizes. It's going to be over. So the first 6 months was going under. The next 6 months is being vindicated. and being able to show, see, this is how I make sense of this. This is how this has been real. And this is what's going to now change the vision around your behavior and lifestyle and how you're ascending and changing and innovating and transcending other people's lifestyles, because you're the dream goddess. Like Pisces is a dream goddess, but you can see into dreams, you can lucid dream, you can interpret dreams. And this is going to really shift how, moving into Capricorn season, you are fundamentally shifting how you apply this update in your vision towards others, because now Jupiter and post North Node in Gemini is showing you through others how you're directly connected with the angelic realm and how you have receipts in real time. Okay. We sign up through the PayPal word. Yeah. So you can do Cash App, you can do PayPal, you can do Super Chat. I have all that in the description box below. But yeah, the reason why that's significant is because through this sixth house chapter, you're getting ready for Jupiter to go through your Cancer rising next year and kick in a brand new cycle. So you want to have patience with yourself, because this is closing out a cycle you started 2012, 2013. And this is going to really bring all of that around as the North Node has come out your 10th house. And as, of course, Mars is transiting through your first. So the aggression and the moodiness and the passive aggressiveness you may have had to deal with others or express is now going into Leo, your second house of finances. And this is going to really change the courage with which you take your talent and skills and be more open and assertive with expressing it. You're going to now tie that into how in Sagittarius from second to sixth house, you see you can create a routine out of that. And then coming into Capricorn season, you're going to apply the shift in your routine towards other people. Okay. So yeah, that being said, I think that's all the live readings we got. Once again, Libby, if you don't mind, if you can send me the Venmo whenever you see this message. You had actually requested 35, so I never got paid the 35 you sent, but I definitely trust you. And other than that, you guys stay blessed. Nick, you actually sent me your chart, Nicole, but I never got your payment. So yeah, if you want to, share that, cool. If not, it is what it is. You got me. But yeah, Chad Taylor, man of the hour. It's definitely significant, bro, because I know that you definitely represent, I think, the coming of a whole generation having not only being ninth house. Thank you, Rebecca. Oh, Rebecca, what's up? Rebecca Resker, beautiful. You not only represent this generational, there we go, facet of, I want to say, a part of Pluto Sag, even if you have Pluto Scorpio, but I think it's Pluto Sag. But it also puts you in a position, bro, to now really step into this leadership and teaching position that you've always had the potential to completely mastermind. There we go. So yeah, you have, yeah, bro, you're Pluto Sag. So yeah, dude. And you have Sun Moon on Pallas Athena. Bro, I didn't know you had Pallas Athena on your rising, and then you have Juno, Saturn, and South Node near your rising, bro. You're about to be a fucking superstar, bro. You and Zay. When I met you and Zay, I always knew y'all are about to be fucking like huge. Maybe not in the traditional fame type of sense, but like you guys are meant to really create entire worlds for people. So you are, you have this rulership aspect, and the North Node in Aries unlocked that for you completely. And in unlocking that for you, I want to say it set you up and put you in a position to realistically, I would say, open up like never before this embodiment, this godly embodiment of being a leader of the new school. Saturn and Aries are the leaders of the new school. You're one of the first responders. What does that mean? Saturn and Taurus, you guys are the builders of the new earth. All of you guys born like in 99 to 2000 or 98, you guys are going to take what Saturn Aries does and hit the ground running and really ground those concepts. That means Saturn and Aries, you guys, if with 96, 97, like late 95, you guys are literally the very first people to awaken this supernatural power and lead humanity forward. And that's what gives you guys a precarious position, because you're transitioning between generations. So now that the North Node is getting dangerously close to your South Node, this is karmic and destiny reversal. Everything you've been doing over the past like 9, 10 years, you're fulfilling. And that's why I'm really grateful that you're doing the work you do, bro. You're doing the work. You're taking your time to innovate how creative not only astrology is expressed, but your art. And this Sagittarius season is going to remind you it was never for nothing. Like all of this is culminating. Jupiter coming in your third is going to level up all your skills. Everything you've always been good at doing, not only are you leveling up, now opposite Jupiter in the third, you're going to be able to show people like you've never shown them before. So this is your I Told You So tour part 3. And with all this legacy, bro, you have Jupiter. You have Jupiter and Neptune in your 10th. Yeah, bro, you're going to be fucking huge. Pause. Like, especially when Jupiter goes into Cancer and opposes that, this is segueing the responsibility as Saturn goes over your rising to embody this essence, to embody this integrity, and to really step into more responsibility. So it's just going to change your perspective to show you everything that's possible. Then you're going to start to move in that direction, Capricorn season, and it is well-deserved, fam. It is most definitely well-deserved. Next, we have Rebecca, Miss 29-degree Aries Sun and 24-degree Moon Cap. This is the elite warrior that has the exalted sun in the 12th house, meaning you literally have legendary status. And like my friend Jack Rupert, you literally were born after the Sun-Jupiter conjunction in Aries. So you're literally one of the most powerful women alive. And I'm very glad that, Chad, I got your back. I'm very glad I got to meet you, Rebecca. Meeting you was one of the coolest things ever. Even though, we met briefly, I still always remember, going out here to the T-Mobile Center, and you definitely have a powerful effect on people. We're both Taurus rising. You're a natural queen. So this was the year as Taurus risings, we stepped into this brand new 12-year cycle. But now that I have a much better understanding of astrology, I can't believe like how amazing your chart is. Like you also have the power of Zeus and Mercury. You can level anything up, but in the 12th house, it may be understated how powerful you are. And as long as you don't get lost in your own doubt of yourself, your power will always work. Like 12th house, Jupiter, Mercury, and the sun is, I'm really doing this by myself. I'm really doing this by myself. And every time you doubt yourself, it's catastrophic. And every time you believe in yourself, you always make the right decision. But you're elite. You're an elite. So, oh my God. So like, this is beautiful because with Saturn and Uranus and Sag, this is going to revisit your Saturn return you've had near the end of the last decade. And it's going to now extend forth the nature of how you are transforming, the quality of your vision with others, how you deal with others. Given that Sag is a good portion of your 8th house, this is going to show you the wealth you're coming into. And this is the coolest thing about being a Taurus rising. Money. So like the truth around how valuable you feel, it's expanding your true value beyond money. And it's also expanding the true value of how you can convert that into money. So this is going to not only make you rich, now the opposition in Sagittarius is going to harvest your awareness of other people who want to invest in this expansion of your quality, your portfolio, how much smarter you are. But I don't mean to glaze you. Your chart is fucking amazing. Like you have 27-degree Venus in Pisces, the exalted heart. Like people be sleeping on you. And the cool thing is you've unlocked a brand new cycle of evolution the past couple of years. So you're innovating how much more genius you can act on plans you might have thought was just a fantasy that you're quite literally living now, which I think is very amazing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think you're going to enjoy that. The major takeaway for Sag season for you, Rebecca, is the 8th house transit of the Sun and Mercury opposite Jupiter on your Chiron, manifesting the evolution of your angelic healing abilities. But you also got hands too. So you can just slap someone if they need to be healed. Now, MC on Aquarius means not only do we have that nakshatra of later success, but now Pluto is awakening the extraordinary quality of our career. We may be infamous, but this is what's going to really direct you personally into the realization of milestone victory you've been working so hard for. Oh my God. Yeah, you have North Node and Jupiter and Aries. Y'all see that the Aries born in 87 and 86, I need to do a documentary on, because y'all are different. Y'all are different. Like y'all just, it's like your Zeus. MVP has this in UFC. Like you got that's all I'm gonna say. Like you literally are aligned with destiny and fortune. A conjunction like this is what helped Trump win the elections, or coincided as Trump won the election. I'm not going to say the planets did it, but it happened while I was there. So now taking these concepts and applying them practically and outside of the abstract is what you're stepping into like never before. And, you know, I think it's well deserved. So that's all we got for today. Once again, you guys stay blessed. I'm going to close out with these 2 songs. They're both Gemini featuring Sagittarius, or just Gemini and Sagittarius, in honor of Sagittarius season. Thank you guys once again. I'm going to keep this publicly available. Plus, once I play this song, it'll be copyrighted anyway, so might as well. And yeah, you guys stay blessed. Once again, please hit up my website if you guys would like half off for the sale. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for the exclusive tarot reading. Okay. And yeah, let's get it.
Got the magic. I got the magic. I got the magic. Yeah, I got the magic. If I hit it one time, you're gasping. Then I hit it 2 times, body spazzing. When I hit it 3 times, that's a charm, baby. You'll say I have to make you mine. And you like that, Every time you leave, you come right back, When I lick your cat, it like to bite back. You know you can never live without that. Yeah, I put that ass to sleep like you knew I would. After the nightcap, hit you with the morning wood. You say you love how I grow it and I show it. I walk it like I talk it. I'm a scholar and a poet. Is it a big pun if I say you make me grow up? Not a player, I just crush a lot. I wanna get to know you. I love the way you're moving towards me and how you walk in. Turn the lights off, now our bodies talking.
Voluptuous, you so scrumptious. Pardon my manners, I'm tryna hump it. You call the right place, I'm the magic man. Like it 1 time, she gonna love 2 times, she'll never forget. 3 times, wish she like a genie. 4 times, she be down to go.
I got the magic. If I hit it 1 time, you're gasping. Then I hit it 2 times, body spazzing. When I hit it 3 times, that's a charm, baby. You'll say I have to make you mine. And you like that, Every time you leave, you come right back, When I lick your cat, it like to bite back. You know you can never live without that. Yeah, never knew love until I found you. Now all I wanna do is be around you. You love how I blow your mind and astound you. Make love to you in the room soundproof. First I make you moan, then I make you beg. Make you shake your legs, then you give me talking with your hands and hips, making sentences. If touching you a crime, take me straight to sentencing.
Voluptuous, you so scrumptious. Pardon my manners, I'm tryna hump it. You call the right place, I'm the magic man. Baby, 1 time, she gonna love 2 times, she'll never forget. 3 times, wish you like a genie. She be down to go.
I got the magic. If I hit hit it one time, you're gasping. Then I hit it 2 times, body spazzing. When I hit it 3 times, that's the charm, baby. You'll say I have to make you mine, and you like that. Every time you leave, you come right back. When I lick your cat, it like to bite back. You know you can never live without that, yeah. With this time and I'm on, can't fuck with this rhyming I'm on. Seen them talk, now all of them gone. Seen that dog, I gave it a bone. They like, what is he on? On God, all you my sons. On God, I kill you for fun. On God, there can only be one. Call me Unc, now watch me walk it out. It's on sight, we blast, not talk it out. Kill you goofies, fuck as you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you talking about. 26-year-old dropout. Made 6 figures when I clocked out. Mama said, get my degree, got that with a breeze. Now I rock with my cock out.
Put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on we, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on Edith. See the facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3 times.
Another soul I'm out here slaying, another body out there decaying, another false god y'all obeying, another lie getting paraded. Live the truth, watch me demonstrate it. Showed you love even though you hate it. Know the day that your death is fated. I'll make sure that I never say it. Really, I'm not the one to play with. When I knock on that door, it's time to let go. Just give me your soul. I sever that cord, you lose the control. I'm racking up spirits, they racking up dough. Dealing that peace on the low. I cheat on my goals, my words really go. Got more than enough, but it's time to get more.
Put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on we, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on Eve. Inside and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3 times. Please just
call me Unc, now watch me walk it out. It's on sight, we blast, not talk it out. Kill you goofies, fuck is you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you talk about. 34-year-old tapped in, driver's seat, I'm strapped in. Serving all over your lane, I must be insane. You dying, I'm laughing.
put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on we, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on See the facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3 times. Please just
can't fuck with this time and I'm on. Can't fuck with this rhyming I'm on. Seen them talk, now all of them gone. Seen that dog, I gave it a bone. They like, what is he on? On God, all you my sons. On God, I kill you for fun. On God, it can only be